Hey all, J-Man here. I just want to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires. J-Man here for the very last Fourth World stream. The graphic and thumbnail were all messed up again. I don't understand why this is so messed up. It's just brutal. I fixed it up. So I fixed it. It should be okay now. Hopefully it's fixed by now. But this is the last stream for the Fourth World for Jack Kirby. So it's crazy. It's crazy we finished it. I'm happy. It was good. I did post a poll, and basically, the choices are just an overall thought. What did you think? Did you think the characters were great, but the story was kind of or you just loved it, you thought it was amazing, or you think it kind of lost its way a little bit, or you wish you could have continued it and do it his way. So those are the sort of options that we have available. Before we begin, let's just quickly talk about next Friday is going to be Daredevil. So fear not, we will be back on Friday for a Fearless Friday live stream. It's going to be Frank Miller's Daredevil run. So that is starting next week. We're going to do all of Frank Miller's Daredevil run in order. There's an issue that it is a carryover, like he doesn't do one of them. So we're going to talk about it very briefly, but we are going to still talk about it very briefly and then move on. But yeah, so next week is when it starts. So 1 week from today. Of course, this Monday, January 1st, start your new year off with a Legion live stream. We're going to be doing our Legion of Superheroes live stream. So that's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. And let's do a quick shout out to the Legionnaires, of course. Our good buddy Dan, who was there right from the beginning. Of course, Sean and Clobby, who you know. Steven, who has been on here a bunch of times. He does wrestling stuff with me. Brennan, of course, who joined, and Joe Dog as well. So thank you, Legionnaires. If you guys do decide to join, there is only the one tier. And you will be put in to a draw to win a shirt from beardedshirts.com. You just go on Bearded Shirts. One Legionnaire will win per month. Let me know what shirt you want. We'll send it off to you. So I basically for this draw, I basically took Sean out. I took Steve. I took Clobby out because we've already got a bunch of shirts. My buddy Dan wanted to abstain, so it was really just like a three-way flip. So Steven did win this month. So that'll be the January one. Next one will be in February. So Steven, if you're listening to this, and I'll message you on your own. You can go to beardedshirts.com and pick whatever you want, and I'll probably have Eddie send it to me with some of my stuff, and then I'll get it to you next time we meet up for a movie or something like that. Sean is going to be late to this one. He's like, oh, it's the last one, so I'll just be late, right? What do I care? I'll just show up whenever. So anyways, but let's bring in our Fancy Pants co-host.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Oh my God, Eddie. You did it. You're trying to kill me.
He's got so many. He sent me a bunch of Dazzler.
Oh, he sent you what? A Dazzler?
Oh, I've got two Dazzlers. First appearance Dazzler and Dazzler issue number 1. They're bloody awesome.
Michael got his, by the way. I got him that Dazzler.
Oh, did you? Oh, what? So what?
He said we'll see it in the video.
Oh, awesome. So like,
first appearance,
the first appearance one, yeah, X-Men. So that I was on Chris the Comic Vet stream yesterday, and that shirt got a lot of attention. People were like, "Oh my god, oh my god!"
Which
So
one?
Eddie sent the Dazzler for the Dazzler
first appearance one.
First appearance one,
that's
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
It's awesome. So I actually got a large this time, and it was it's just slightly snug. So extra large is a little bit big. So I'm not sure. I'm planning on losing a little bit more weight, so I might just stick with the large for now. I also got a cool Alan Scott, the one with Alan Scott, Wildcat, and Flash all together. It looks like kind of like an Alex Ross mashup of the guys. That looks pretty cool too.
I just clicked on there. Oh my god, I got to order a shirt. Oh, please.
Hold off for a second. Let Eddie know which ones you want.
I did. I already got one I ordered a few weeks back. You know the one that you love that I've coveted for so long with the Superboy blue cover.
The Superboy, yeah.
With all the Legion under them. I've ordered that one a few weeks back, so maybe I'll get it soon.
Okay. Well, there's something I know that you don't know. And Eddie has sworn me to secrecy, so I say no more. But
these new ones he's made, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, don't order anything just yet because I don't know what Eddie has told me something, so just hang tight.
Okay,
you might be getting
that
some
old
stuff.
Superboy model by Dave Cockrum cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know the one.
It's incredible.
Oh, I love it. I know it's awesome. I know. I just saw that today myself.
I put it in my cart. I'm taking it out now, but I mean, I'm back and forth. I do that a lot. I put things in my cart because I can't really afford shit anymore. It'll be in my cart, and then I'll go, no, cut it out. Don't do that. It's weird. It says it's in my cart and says it's empty as well.
Just hang tight for a bit because I know that he's sending you a little gift pack. So just
no, that's too kind. That's okay. I won't tell him.
Don't say anything.
He's having a sale for anyone who wants to know.
There's always sales on. It's crazy. So I mean, all of them are in the laundry right now. I'm wearing the only thing I could find really quickly was my Fantastic Four. That's Jack Kirby. So I figured
love it.
That's worth. All right, let's say hello to FK, who's always here right in the beginning. Hail, how's it going? Skeptic, what's up?
What's up, buddies?
Who else is here? Jamie, hello. How's it going?
Hey, Jamie.
What are we saying here? Hey, I know it's off top. Aquaman 2 is decent. I liked Aquaman 2. The kid wasn't going to die. We knew that wasn't going to happen.
Should have died. He didn't die in the comics. I mean, why should his kid die?
His baby did get killed in the comics.
But he had another baby. They had another kid.
Yeah, Black Man killed the one kid, and then.
Right. Wait, later stuff. In later stuff, you mean?
Not later. It's Jim Aparo, I think, was doing the art.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you're probably right. I haven't read that in forever, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely there.
I don't think they need to kill kids in movies.
Yeah, they're not going to do it in Aquaman.
Unless they're Doctor Who, then they should eat babies, of course.
Well, we don't want to. I mean, if we start, my God, my latest Doctor Who video has 2,400 views.
Oh,
there's a lot of people who are. Well, not a lot of people are with me on this one.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah, not too many. A few people have just said I'm an idiot or something, and then I usually respond saying, "You've convinced me. Your arguments as
Thank
to why
you.
This is great."
I'm an idiot. Oh, no wonder. Yes, I'm an idiot. Okay, well, good, great. Yeah, I'll get those.
Hey, Classic Comics, what's going on, man?
Yeah, it was these skates and then Aparo. You're right. There, Classic Comics. What's up, buddy? Yeah, so my apologies again for not being able to hang with you the other night, my friend. But,
yeah, and Classic Comics he does streams, I believe Sunday nights is usually. I've been on a few times. I've been able to pop in
I'm
a few
never
times.
home on Sundays usually because of that. Well, this week it's New Year's Eve, but I mean, usually I'm at my mom and dad's. So,
how's it going? Could not be reached. Yes, thank you.
Could not be reached.
Is doing my cover. I just saw a
great artist.
I showed, so could not be reached. I hope you're okay. I did show Clobby and Sean the work that you've been doing for me. So I was just so excited. I had to show somebody, and my wife thinks everything's great. So it's like she's like, wow, So I was like, I want to show some nerds who can really, because my wife was just like, wow, that's so amazing. She thought it was a manga. She's like, are you reading a manga? I'm like, no. I said, this is our buddy could not be reached. Doing the cover. She's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
He's an amazing artist.
For sure, yeah. And he did the Batman for the stream for the Adam West stuff.
That was beautiful. And by the way, yeah, Stephen Skates, who just passed away, just not too long ago. In fact, Classic Comics,
Oh,
one of the hippie writers in the DC.
yeah, 4.99 subs. Oh, let's get Classic. Is there anyone on here who's not subscribed to Classic Comics? Hold on a second, buddy. Let me get your link up.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Classic. Would you remind me Saturday night if you pop in, if you happen to be not busy, and we'll also put your link in my stream. We'll get some, so we can stir up some subs for you. I mean, I don't have a lot of people, but who knows?
There you go.
So just if you could remind me of that, I would be happy to do that for you, dude. Classic's a good dude, good friend, and hangs out with us on Loki's comic book roundtable when we have it.
Awesome. So there you go. That link's in the chat right there. We'll talk about this really briefly, and then we're gonna get on. We're kind of giving Sean a little bit of extra time to get here. He's running late. So everybody knows
we have
this.
One thing to talk about, so it's cool. We're good.
Yeah, we've got the CGC stuff. I don't know if people have heard. So apparently, a guy has tampered with hundreds of comics, according to them, where he has been able to heat up the sides, use a little bit of a little crowbar thingy, split open the plastic, pull out the comic, put another one in, sealed it back, and then gets that one graded. So then he has 2 copies of a high grade book, and he's selling them for thousands of dollars. Oh, thanks, Could Not Be Reached. So Could Not Be Reached has subscribed. Oh, well, here's Sean anyways to give his 2 cents on this. Let's go.
Yo ho.
So
So we were killing time, but we'll finish this thought and then we'll move right into it. Talk about the CGC stuff.
Yeah.
So the guy, I saw a video on how it's possibly done. You just you heat up the sides. There's little pegs. You can kind of open them up. So the guy would take a really high grade old comic, like let's say it might not be a high grade, but he would take an expensive comic. So like, Spider-Man #2 or something or whatever, right? Pulls it out, puts a shittier one in, because you can't tell. Like when you're in the 4s, 5s, 6s, like it's like what's the difference between like a 5.5 and a 5? Like what? Like
right?
You know what I mean? So it's arbitrary, anyways. What Sean and I have talked about, like on our own time. So, anyways, he pulls it out, puts a shittier one in, seals it back up, gets that one graded, and then he's got 2, 5.5s or whatever.
So wait, I don't understand what exactly happened. I thought it was you can just forge these yourself. That you can like you get an exact plastic case, you can forge the stickers easily, and that's it. So what was it? It's like you take a better comic out and you put a crap comic in.
Right. And then
grade is still like 9 point whatever. Like
right. Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
pretty much. At least I've heard of that before. I don't know about. I haven't heard about the new.
See,
but you're not submitting that back. You're just selling it.
No, he's submitting the 9.8.
Oh, he's submitting.
No, he's got 2 9.8
of the thing. And okay. Meanwhile, the crap comic is in the 9.8 case.
Right. So he's got 2 9.8s.
It's fraud.
It's fraud. Yeah.
Well, but there's so many ways you can fraud this.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I remember people saying, well, with raw comics, you can make counterfeits. Like, not really, because a lot of the comics from the Silver Age, Golden Age, and even Bronze Age requires techniques we don't use anymore. Like, there's not a printer in the world that uses Bend-Aid dots anymore. I mean, it's not something you can easily do. Like, you need the proper newsprint, aged newsprint, and stuff.
There are some people that know how to restore those comics, but
yeah. But I mean, with slabs, you just get plastic cases that look identical, and the things that they put on top for the information, everything is easily forgeable, And there you go.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people can tell that though.
My problem with it when it first came out in the early 2000s or so, and it took root. My problem was I didn't understand where the prices were coming from, because how anything is priced high is it sells. So Action Comics #1 sells for 1.2 million. That's now how much it's worth. It's worth how much a collector's willing to pay for it and actionably pay, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of this stuff was being graded at 9 point whatever, and automatically it's like a $200 book.
No, so no. Here's what's happening, Sean.
Who's saying that?
This is what's happening. The CGC price. Okay, you would think the process by which forget about the name of the comic, who wrote it, the importance. It could be today's comic that just came out, Amazing Spider-Man 850, or Amazing Spider-Man 1. Forget that.
Yeah.
A comic book is taken and pressed and put into that plastic container. A piece of paper is printed out as a label.
Yeah.
That process should cost the same no matter what.
Yeah.
But that's not how they operate.
Okay,
They're saying if it's a golden age comic of a value, they're charging you more for the process.
Oh, hell yeah, a lot more.
Why would that? I know Golden Age is a bit bigger.
It doesn't matter. Silver Age would be more. So, like if you go to the website,
I mean, like size wise, is a little bigger.
They're a little bigger,
yeah, they're a little bit bigger, yeah. But the process should not. It should be like it costs $40 to have it graded. We press it, we clean it, we put it in the thing, send it. No, they don't do that. So what they say is that if I buy a comic today and send it in, maybe it costs me $50, $60. I don't know what it costs. Let's say it costs $100 just to you have easy money. Whatever you bought, like this here, I just bought this Conan issue, whatever we're on, right? So Conan, this issue, I send this in. I love the cover. I don't know. I met the guy, he signed it, whatever. It's my first Conan comic. I send it in, and it's like $100, and they send it back to me. It's all nice. Mm-hmm. So now, if I sell this, I'm not going to sell it for $100 because that's what I just paid to have it graded. So I'm going to say, I'm going to sell this for $200. So the thing is that if you send in Amazing Spider-Man #2, the first appearance of Vulture or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't. Yeah, Vulture's #2.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
They're going to say, well, first appearance Vulture, big character. That's a gold age book, and it's an early Spider-Man issue. That's going to cost $570 for us to do the thing. I'm like, why?
Why?
Because the book's worth more. They think the process is worth more. It's not. It's a big.
That's the fail.
That's why I will never see anything.
That's
my problem too is it just treats comics as money. Like, what are you doing this for? And you can't open the book. It's not even a comic anymore. It's just a thing. It's like now it's slabbed. You can't open it. You can't look at the ads. It's like and you get more out of it. Like
you can frame it if you want to. You do it by yourself.
Yeah, whatever.
Put it on your damn wall. Yeah,
right. Press it with glass and put it on a wall.
No. You don't need to do all of that. I have, guys. I would actually take it out, but it's literally behind.
Yeah,
not the top loader.
Yeah,
it's a plastic case. It's got magnets. It opens up.
Yeah.
You put the comic in, and it looks like CGC. You close it, and then it protects the comic. But you can always. It's just magnetized. You can open it up anytime you want, and it looks. And you can put your own label if you want to. You can just Photoshop something yourself.
Yeah,
and you can open it anytime.
I think my point is it just seems like this is all driven by greed because it's like whatever happened to mint, near mint, fine, very fine, all of those. Like when I was 12, I can eyeball a comic and know exactly what grade it was. It was great. It was simple. And if someone wanted to argue with you, you can have a healthy debate. Like they see a tick somewhere or like a discoloration somewhere, it's like it's fine, right? But like then when you get the great, like you're saying, what drives up the cost is perhaps what you pay for it, but not really, because some books are like $400, right? And it's like it just seems like people weren't satisfied with having a mint book that was $80. They wanted a graded mint book that's now going to be $400.
Right, because so hold on. If you took this Conan and you did it and it was $100, you're going to say, well, now I'm going to get my money back. I was going to pay $200. You're going to sell for $200. Now, if you did Amazing Spider-Man 2 and you paid $1,000 for the process, you're going to say, I want $2,000.
Yeah.
So that's the process should not cost. The process should cost.
They are artificially driving up the cost of things and ruining the industry.
Correct.
And
that's what's happening. Right, that's what's happening. But there's a byproduct. Hold on. There's a Comic Cap Collectibles. There's a byproduct. The byproduct of this process is now on the seller saying, well, if this, he's looking at what he's selling. He's like, you see this, I've got Amazing Spider-Man #2. It's loose. It's raw. And I'm looking at it and thinking, wow, this is fine. So this is going to get you whatever grade. You could submit this and it'll be worth more. So he's like, I'm going to sell this to you for $1,000 because if you pay,
Yeah, I know.
right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, but see the problem. It's all the shit has gone downhill. So it comes down to.
I don't know what the gatekeeper is gonna do, right? Now I'm sending this and I'm paying the money, but like I don't know if they're gonna do 9.8, right, or something.
Well, I don't know. And the other problem is now is with this guy scamming. Look, like you don't kill 10 people and say, well, we knew one of them was a murderer, right? It's like. Yeah. I don't care if there's let's say they said hundreds. So let's say there's 999 comics that have been tampered with from one guy that's
horseshit. This must have been going on for the last 20 years.
Right. Well, they know about. They know about.
Yeah.
This guy wasn't the pioneer. He didn't invent the wheel.
No. Somebody's not 20 years into it. No,
someone's been doing this. So we don't know what. So to me, it's just like in the jury. If or in court, you're caught lying, your testimony's trash.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's too much to trust. It's like
it's a lot.
Everything is trust me, bro. It's like I get a grade, and I know they list how they got the grade, but I get a grade, and it's like you send in the same book and you get a different grade. And the thing is,
still a human.
Yeah.
So I know I've seen people do it. I've seen them crack it open, resend it, and then they do it. Now it's 9.6. What happened?
Maybe that's number one. Number two is valuation. It's like that's completely arbitrary too. And it's like it's too much to trust. Just get a raw book. I buy all raw. I don't think I have one slab thing. You have a slab only because you like the book that you got, right?
No. I got it because of my side effect that I said.
Oh, okay.
Remember, Sean, the guy wanted 600. The guy wants 600 for Deadpool. He's like, well, this will give you a 9.8. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not submitting it, and I don't want to pay $600.
Yeah. No, but those guys shouldn't be doing that. Like selling it for the speculation that if you
get
into the CGC,
that's like on Shark Tank and Dragon's Den, when the guy's like, my business is worth $5 million. It's like but how could that be a valuation of?
No, it's like the Transformers #1 I saw on a wall, and the guy's like, it's $400. I'm like, well, why is that? And I was excited because I just asked because I have Transformers #1, so I was like, oh shoot, my book is $400. And then he's like, oh, you see, like it's so good that it'll get like a 9.8 or whatever, and it would be worth $400. And I'm like, but don't I have to pay? I pay for this, what you think it'll be worth after CGC. Then I pay for the CGC.
Which is arbitrary.
F you. Why would I do that?
Totally arbitrary bullshit.
Yeah. So that's all. So you just pay. So in your example, you're paying $400 for the raw Transformers #1. Then you send that to CGC, and they're going to say, "Hey, Sean, this is Transformers #1. Transformers is a big franchise, even though Michael Bay's trash movies are out. It doesn't matter. It's all right." And then they're going to say they're going to charge you hundreds of dollars to go through the process of it.
Yeah.
Then so you end up paying about $1,000, and you're like, I just wanted Transformers
have it in a
#1.
goddamn plastic slab. It's
I'll say this too. Like we go to these comic shows a lot, and I don't really see a lot of people buy the slabs.
They don't.
It's raw. It's raw comics. You know why? Because it's better. And why would you pay an inflated price for something you can't even thumb through? It's like, what's the point? You're really just paying for money. You're paying for
what's in there. You can't hold it.
The thing. Yeah, that was the thing that people said ruined comics in the 90s, the speculation bubble. It just morphed into these slabs, Anyway, sorry, Clobby.
You're right. You're right, man.
Yeah. It did. Yeah.
I'll never have a slab ever.
I mean, I don't know. And but it is making it harder to get some of the books that you do want raw because they're charging you as though you're going to send them in. And the problem is too, is that everyone is sending in everything that's remotely something. Like it's like I got
the dumbest shit too. Yeah,
they slab it. That's what I'm saying. They slab anything. I can't even It's like the first comic I ever bought at my first comic show was Punisher War Journal, the one with Wolverine, because I was like, oh my god, it's Wolverine and Punisher in one comic, and the claws are tearing through. I was like, I was literally What Clobby? What you picture the '90s comic book guy that you're like, oh god, that's exactly me. Punisher, Wolverine. That's like my two favorite characters.
All they do was Ghost Rider in there. It's like
Ghost Rider is my Well, Superman and Batman never left. They were
I know,
always my
but like
favorites.
the
But
90s,
then
like
it's like it'd
they were
be
notorious for just
Wolverine,
putting those characters
Punisher,
in
Ghost Rider.
magazines.
Yep.
It's like, who's your favorite character? Well, Superman's always my favorite, so that's always there, and Batman. But then it would be Ghost Rider, Punisher, Wolverine. It's like all the guys, Midnight Suns, all that shit. Exactly, all that stuff that you would.
Midnight Suns, yeah.
But the problem is now they're like, oh, Jim Lee cover, Wolverine on the cover, slabbed. It's like, okay, but I just want Punisher War Journal number 5. Like that's not anything special. Yeah, but Jim Lee did the cover. We saw it at that last toy show, and the guy wanted. I'm not going to buy it slabbed. I already have 2 copies of it from when I was a kid, and I have a cleaner one. And it's like he wanted like $800. I'm like, but this is just Punisher. Like,
I know.
He's like, well, this one has this thing. I'm like, yeah, well, you know,
you had wanted something for your collection. I can't remember what it was, and they only had it slabbed, and you're like, forget it. And you'll just wait for it raw somewhere.
Yeah, I forgot. Yes.
I can't remember what
I only caved.
Right?
It
was for DC Comics Presents.
Oh, it was DC Presents. You're right. It was DC Presents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, it was DC Presents. No, I'm not getting that because it's not anything. I've got the big ones. The DC Presents big ones. I got the big ones. Why are you slabbing random DC Presents? It's like so stupid. Anyways, that pissed me off. That actually pissed me off.
Yeah, the only thing I was considering slab was some of the old Tales from the Crypt. That I think is valid, but beyond that, those need protection. But like beyond
you can buy those $20 cases, and they just close up, and
the problem is they're slabbing all of those. That's the problem. Yeah,
you buy this is the reprint one. My comic shop gives me these really good quality bags and boards, like the really high end ones, for free. Yeah. You could take this. This looks clean. You buy that $20 thing, and literally, it's like it encases it, and it looks bloody perfect. And if you ever want to open it, you open it. That's it.
I don't know about the magnet one. I have top loaders though. They're pretty cool.
I've got top loaders as well. They're cheap, but this one's like a hard, and it's got the thing where you can hang it up. Like you can hang it up as
it's hard plastic top loaders, but it doesn't have a thing.
No, this is I can't even show it. Next time you come over, you can kind of look at it. It's the first appearance of Hawkeye. Yeah. So I put that in a good case, but I didn't have it graded because I'm not gonna have it graded. Why?
Anyway,
Jack Kirby.
Thank you.
The Hunger Dogs. All right. I mean this. So guys, this is the last one. It's crazy. There's just so much fighting. I mean, this entire thing is just like battling. So this is
a war epic. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty insane. I think I guess Clobby will do the credits in a second, but there's not even going to be really anything to talk about. Like it's just going to be us going through and looking how awesome it is. The art is like fire. Incredible. On this,
and the layout is awesome too.
The layout is
very
like
experimental. Like
this is like super pumped up,
dude. I was so excited when I got this in my hands.
Oh my god!
Couldn't wait. Oh my god!
Yeah. Did you find it weird that it all boiled down to a dog who just wanted to eat? I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, I did. I know, 100 dogs. What the hell?
I've been waiting 19 weeks to say this joke.
Isn't it funny how this last one is on the last show of the year? It's weird how it worked out.
Yeah, it's
weird that worked out beautifully.
Wasn't on purpose.
No.
Is this the first DC? No, this one's number 6 or 7.
It's number 4, I think, isn't it?
Or number 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did. Let's see here. In fact, this was for the. Well, I'll just tell you right now. The first one was, I believe, Star Raiders. Let me see. Yeah, Star Raiders by Elliot Maggin and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, which was a very nice looking book. If you ever want to see that one,
we're looking at it right. There you go.
Yeah.
Then the second one was about some Warlords by Steve Skates, who we just mentioned earlier in the chat. Actually, Classic Comics. Yep. David Wenzel, who was famous for doing a lot of Lord of the Rings type art for different things and books and stuff. And so he's a fantasy artist.
Yeah.
Then you had the third one was The Medusa Chain by Ernie Colon. I didn't pick that one up myself. I wasn't the biggest Ernie Colon fan. It was okay, but it wasn't my favorite or anything. And of course, you got Hunger Dogs after that. There weren't too many of these. There was only a few. Me and Joe Priest was the one after this one.
Yeah.
Let's see how many. There were 7 in total. So number 6 was Metalzoic and by I think it was by Pat Mills and Kevin O'Neill. Kevin O'Neill, of course, of who passed recently. In fact, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and martial law and all that stuff. Then the last one was called Space Clusters by Arthur Byron Cover, Alex Dino. Another one that I did not pick up. I think the Star Raiders and the Kirby book was the only ones of this line I picked up. Then later there was a line of DC graphic novels that adapted science fiction stories, classic science fiction stories.
So these stories here are not adaptations?
No, these were just attempts to do. Marvel did their line for a lot longer, but they were just attempts to do something different.
They're so awesome.
I mean, I was just going to say,
each one is a movie. It's like, yeah. That one looks wicked. It's like it looks like mega violent.
I like Star Raiders, by the way, by Garcia Lopez, one of my favorite DC artists.
Yeah. So while you were talking, Clobby, I went through all of them just very quickly so people could kind of get a quick glimpse. They literally all look like they're 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's insane. They
it's like
all
Warner
look
Brothers
amazing.
has these like screw your universe bullshit. Just make these. Yeah.
Like I said, these are neat. And again, if you could track down those science fiction adaptations, some of those are really cool from different novels and stuff.
Do you want to read the credits?
Yes, sir. So The Hunger Dogs by Jack Kirby. Story. Pencils, of course, by the King of Comics, Jack Kirby. Inks by D. Bruce Berry, Mike Royer, and Greg Theakston, a gentleman I've had on my show a couple of times. He used to work for Jack, and he was an interesting fellow and a good artist and a good colorist. Incidentally, lettering by D. Bruce Berry and Mike Royer. Color by Greg Theakston. There's a different color to these graphic novels. You can see that's much different from your standard 4-color comic book of the day. Right. With Bill Ray and Tony Dispoto, whatever. Joe Orlando is the editor, and associate editor Nicola Cutie, and cover by Jack Kirby and Greg Theakston. This novel is dedicated to my wife Roz, with whom happy times began and still continue. To all of those who cooperated and were patient during the course of this work. And
all right. There's a lot to go through on this one, and I'm still kind of sick. I still have a bit of a sore throat, and also I read this like a week ago. I tried to make some notes, but I'm going to read the synopsis just so everyone has like just a basic idea, because a lot of it's just fighting anyways. Just a basic idea of what's going on. So I'll just read this off the DC's like wiki or whatever. So Darkseid was presented with micro mark technology that could destroy a planet by Isak, who had turned against New Genesis after Metron abandoned him. Hyman, his daughter Becca, and the Hunger Dogs of Armageddon nursed Orion back to health, and they stole a container of Micromark, but Darkseid had plenty more in production. He attacked New Genesis using boom tubes to bring the Micromark there, forcing Highfather to construct a satellite city to save the new gods. Darkseid hoped to corrupt New Genesis and expected a counterattack, but none came. Orion led a Hunger Dog revolt by killing one of the citizens' tormentors and killed Isak for creating Micromark. Spoilers. Highfather allowed New Genesis to be blown up, and Darkseid's followers seized the Micromark in production no longer, and the production had no longer a target and could very easily consume Apocalypse. The revolts continued, and Orion used the confusion to rescue Tigra and escaped with her and Becca off-world. Darkseid vowed to crush the Hunger Dog revolt and rule with an even mightier fist. Aboard the satellite city, the new gods scoured space for their new home, and Metron brought an unspoiled paradise planet to them using his Mobius chair to serve as a new home world, and that was pretty epic. That's the entire thing. But like, look at how every page in this comic is insane. It's like literally insane. So I'm going to be honest. I lost the story. I was reading this and I got so caught up in looking at the pictures that I actually lost what the hell was going on. And I was like, I got to go back and reread. So I had to go back and reread parts. And then I got lost again. This doesn't really happen, but I was just like it's just like my eyes were just like I didn't know what to do. It was just I Sean and I have the mega omnibus of this, the big one that has everything. But I read it off the iPad because I like reading on iPad better than reading those. I can't hold that book. It's just not happening. So I'm like, holy crap! And the one bonus of the iPad is that you can zoom in and you can look at the details a little bit more. So that is one of the. I'm not saying you should get digital or not get digital. I just get both, but I do like having the ability to zoom in. And I mean, right off the bat here. So first page. Sorry, give me a second. I'll try to mute when I cough or sneeze. So right off the first page, I mean, look at this crap. It's insane.
Unreal. You know, Greg Theakston was really good. I mean, I love Barry was okay. A lot of this was Mike Royer and Greg Theakston, though. And of course, with those colors, again, this was, comics did not look like this much. And graphic novels did. Actual real graphic novels, of course, had a higher quality printing and papering, coloring, and all that stuff. But the regular comics didn't as much.
Kirby's magnum opus. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so like breaking out here. Look at this. It's just
I could stare at the art all day. I mean, just some of us. I mean, it's just a panel like that's like a big, gigantic, epic battle scene that would be, if you were watching a movie, that scene would be just sprawled over a gigantic area of terrain. The action, all this would be fast moving, breakneck action, crazy, kinetic energy stuff. It's still, he's still at this point, and he was, look, his arm was not in very good shape at this point. His hands was not in the greatest of shape. He'd drawn 20,000 zillions of pages, and he was getting tired, getting old. He had to have some help in a lot of ways, and otherwise he would have drawn forever if he could. And but his mind was still sharp in his story. But I think he realized, since he didn't get much of a chance to close things down, to take his time, let it breathe a little bit, that he rushed himself on this one. It's a story, in my opinion, not the art at all, but the story. And I think the saddest thing is, the disappointing thing is, we don't get Mr. Miracle in this story. We don't get the forever people, at least some closure for Jack, closure on them, not other writers and artists who did it. And so I think that's what there should have been 2 of these. This one continued into another one. I think he may have been able to finish a bit better. I think I wanted to see him. The Orion stuff's great. Love Orion, and the Dark Side stuff's good. I think and it's not him dropping the ball. They weren't going to give him another shot to do one of these. It took him a while, and he's not slow. He was never slow, but it took some time to put this together. I think my biggest complaint is it's not I don't think it's a bad story or anything. It's just very much rushed. And the fact that we don't get any Mr. Miracle and Big Barda involved in this story, there's only room for Orion, and I understand that, is kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, it's just so in my poll, I gave a few options, which I would think people might, pick from.
Yes.
You only have 4. What did you pick, Clobby?
I picked number 4. Let me see what the art again. Yeah, I said I wish you could have continued it, because 3's valid. Lost its way in the end. It kind of did. Like I say, he was still going to be doing something with the Fourth World, with some of those superpowers comics he was involved with, but it's not the same. It's that's superhero stuff that, again, and they're involved in, but it's not. There's really almost no closure to this. Which, by the way, that's fine. I have no problem. I don't need a definitive ending. I don't need any closure, but I think you could have wrapped it up a little bit tighter. And again, if he had just been able to do this in a 2-parter, what he did here, and then the next part, it should involve a little bit more Orion and the New Gods, and then forever people, Jimmy Olsen and Superman even, and of course, Mr. Miracle in the second part of the story in some fashion.
Yeah.
And Jack could have got help again doing more of it. That would have, I think, let this ending breathe better, personally.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, and as we're going through this, we can kind of just give I'm just showing everybody the art. Like,
the classics, right? The layout's extraordinary. I mean,
crazy. Yeah.
It says no one does stuff like this anymore. really, there was very few people even capable of doing it back then. But I mean, they were approximated it pretty well, and some different depending on the artist. Nobody today can do anything like this, and this is not even Jack's, not his greatest looking work, but it's still, it's
I'll say too that
amazing.
Jack Kirby was clearly loved Darkseid, because he's a
Yes,
lot of
he
this,
did.
and he's a lot of the previous issue, the reprint backstory.
Ooh.
Yes,
And I like how he writes them. I said this before. It's like I think they lost something when Jack Kirby left Darkseid, because then he was just a mustache twirling villain, but he was a nuanced dude. Like he was smarter than just like evil, right? So
Picasso, and no one wrote him like Kirby did.
Yeah,
he's a great villain, but no one. Yeah, you're right. There was more to him. He had a personality.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of Darkseid dialogue and like his thought process and all of this. Like, but like, I almost wish that they would do a no word balloons, like just remove it all and just have an artist's only version of all this.
Yeah. Has there ever been an artist edition of this?
There is a New Gods one. I don't think it's this though.
Oh yeah.
Did they do 2001: A Space Odyssey? Or no? I thought I may have.
I don't know. They did The Prisoner, which I have.
Wow.
Oh.
They did a fantastic. He did The Prisoner, but it was never published. You know that, right? Kirby did the Prisoner comic book that was never published, and Gil Kane did part of one too that was also, and Marvel never published it. And then about 4, 6, 7 years ago, they did it's similar to an artist edition. It's a big black and white book with some color stuff in it too, and so they've done that. The only I can't afford artist editions usually, but
yeah,
I've got the one of his Thor ones and his one of his FF ones, and and I want the New God's one and the Mr. Miracle. I've never been able to get those, but they're not cheap. They're beautiful. I love the FF one, man. Oh my goodness! And eventually I broke down. I had to have the Thor one. I mean, those things.
You got a bunch then.
Not a lot. I have a Watchmen one as well, and I have like that Prisoner one, and there's a couple of Kirby ones. But I have friends who have almost all of them to all of them. They're crazy. There's so many of them. Artist editions. Oh my god, I love them. I don't know if you've ever.
They're great. They're a great idea.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's whatever art I guess they can recover.
Yeah, they got to recover the whole issue. The Fantastic Four one was about. I think there are 4 or 5 issues in there or so, and it's all in the original art. I think there are 3 or 4 or 5, and that's complete.
Yeah.
There's an issue. They would never be able to do one from Sandman number 5 because I have one of the pieces of original art. They'd have to get it from me.
Yeah.
Never part with it.
Never. Well, I will tell my kids to say, "Look, if I croak, go sell this sucker, make some money."
It burns with you.
No. They must. I would want them to make money. They don't give it. In fact, they won't listen to me. But I'm gonna give them instructions. Look, all this crap I collected, I don't feel like messing with it. So when I croak off, and it could be any second, just take it and go. I want you to make money on it. You don't mean shit to you. Go give it to get people who enjoy it. Although a few things I'll leave in my will to some friends.
I'm it's all gonna be burned up with me, and I'll just get cremated. All that become one with the work.
Oh, well, could not be reached. Has the Barry Wintersmith Conan red nails.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Wow.
I love the Rocketeer one's great by Dave Stevens. A buddy of mine has that. My buddy Mark C had that one as well. Claude has that one. They got Ramita ones. Imagine Alex Ross doing a New God story along the lines of FF Full Circle. I'm in.
I liked Full Circle. That was
I loved it.
That was the best of 2022. I'm sorry.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
That was the best thing that came out in comic wise. I want more.
Yeah, so there's a channel called Near Mint Condition, and Omar was one of the first people I had met on YouTube. His channel's massive.
It's massive, yeah.
It's massive, but he still throws me a bone here and there. He's like, "Gee, man, I didn't know. You're it's like I'm plugging away, still plugging away."
That's cool.
So he does a collaboration of the people from YouTube, and then they all pick the best comic of the year. So in 2022, I picked Full Circle. This year, I picked Fire and Ice.
Nice. I love Full Circle. I haven't read Fire and Ice yet, but I love Full Circle.
Cool.
And they
it's a prequel to the it's prequel to Frazetta's
Oh, okay,
Bakshi
yeah.
movie.
I've heard about that one. Yeah, okay, cool.
The real
You know
Fire
what?
Nice, not the other. Whenever you say that, I think of Welcome to
The real
Smallville.
deal.
I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
No, nobody. No, you're the only one who thinks that, John. Nobody even
Because
knows
they
what that
released
other
that
comic is.
this year too, and I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a jokey comic. It was okay,
Stupid.
but like, that was like a jokey comic.
I remember I was at this con and I barely had enough money for the Thor. I had to choose between the Kirby Thor Artist Edition or the Joe Kubert Tarzan Artist Edition.
Oh, God.
And it was tough, but I had to have Thor. I had to have Kirby. I went
Yeah,
Kirby.
I
I love you, Joe, but yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I love you, Joe. I love Kubert, but
Yeah.
Well, this is Lonar, right, with his horse. This
Yeah,
guy
he's
was
all
awesome.
upgraded here. He's like,
Yes.
Looks like a He-Man figure.
yeah.
I wanted to see Mr. Miracle. I remember back when I first read it, I'm like, "Why? Come on, man, where's Mr. Miracle and Barda?"
I know he's a big part of the lore, and
Yeah.
he's not here because he's the one of the kids that was switched. So, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like
It feels
this,
like it's missing. It's a chunk.
yeah, this is an like. How about this? This is an awesome comic, but it's 10 out of 10. But it's not 10 out of 10 if it's the last thing.
yeah,
Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Like it's
Totally.
like, as you're saying, if they did another one and then integrated everybody, like, yeah, I want Superman. I'm like, is Superman not in this?
I
Like, what
want
the hell?
Jimmy in there. I want Super. It doesn't have to be
Jimmy?
the whole comic, but I want them in there.
or like a
Mhm, mhm.
trilogy of 64-page graphic novels.
And how about all those great characters that we loved along the way that were short term ones, like what was it, Infinity Man,
Bug,
Yeah,
the
a
Bug,
Bug,
guy.
Forager. Then there was some. We had a lot of crazy like one-off characters that we enjoyed this whole time we were reviewing these
Yeah.
issues.
Well,
I
yeah,
would
I
like
mean-
to have seen have popped back up once.
Was
Yeah,
Black
like
Racer
the-
in this? I don't think he was in this.
No.
Was he?
New Genesis, like spoilers, New Genesis gets blown up.
I
But
already spoiled it.
yeah, but the thing is that like the bugs were on that planet, they weren't on the city, so they theoretically die. I mean,
Yeah, does Forager die? Like,
yeah, Forager and all those guys, yeah.
Mm.
how's there going to be a coffee? How's there going to be a coffee?
I don't think Forager
company?
dies. Now I will say, after this years later, no, it doesn't matter because it wasn't Kirby. Marvel, DC did, a series called Jack Kirby's Fourth World. Well,
Yeah.
that's that. I think it's that shirt you got there.
Oh,
They either was it called Jack Kirby's Fourth World or was it called Jack?
From beardedshirts.com.
Yep.
Channel sponsor.
Yes.
That's a Walt Simonson cover, greatness. So they brought it back and did their own, In fact, Byrne did his own little thing with it. A lot of people kept bringing the new gods back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Kirby because in between, when he left and came back to do these, they were around. They were in comics. So, but if you are a stickler, it has to be only Kirby. Then yeah, this is his final word on it.
This one, yeah. If you don't count superpowers, but yeah.
But I still, as much, I love Jack unconditionally, but I do love the Great Darkness Saga. And
Yes.
that, not just because I love Legion, and the combination between the two. And I mean, Darkseid, again, I think Paul Levitz had a good handle on Darkseid in that.
Right.
And it's just, that's my favorite Legion saga. And I love that opening page. Man, a shirt of that page. I'll tell you that splash page I love. My friends, it's undeniable. We face Darkseid. Chills. And when I read that.
I'm not nervous at all.
Yeah.
So there is a volume 2 of this big omnibus coming out in March.
What the hell's in
that
it?
has the Great Darkness Saga in it.
And
And
well,
it has all of the stuff
it's
that
not
they
a Kirby
did
on
without
this.
Kirby after that, and then Kirby
Okay.
coming back with superpowers. But they also have Superpowers Volume 3, which wasn't Kirby. So it's all the characters that he created, what DC did with
Weird.
them, and then ending with superpowers.
I already
That
have
other
the superpowers thing.
I have superpowers in that other Bronze Age Kirby on
Yeah,
this one I
yeah,
got.
yeah.
That one that's Bronze Age non. Oh, that's weird. So they're gonna put the Great Darkness Saga in there, even though it's not Kirby to do it.
No, it's because Volume 2 is just all the stuff they did with the characters.
Okay, so
beyond Kirby.
right, it's gonna have that Return of the New
No
God
money.
series. It'll probably have that Mr. Miracle when that came back after him. It'll probably have.
I'll tell you what it has.
Okay. Return
Hold
of the
on
New
for a
Gods
second.
with those silly costumes. They had
Because
superhero
I
outfits.
may or may not have pulled it, but I'll look at the price closer to the day.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Miracle 19 to 25.
Yeah.
New Gods 12 to 19.
Yeah.
Adventure Comics 459 to 460. Brave and the Bold 12, 128 and 138. DC Presents 12. First issue special, my favorite stupid comic, 13. Because everyone's supposed to be a first issue.
First issue special.
Because first issues always made money. Justice League of America 183 to 185. Legion of Superheroes 290 to 294. Legion of Superheroes Annual 3. Secret Society of Supervillains 1 to 5. Superpowers Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Superpowers Collection 13 to 23. Super Team Family. And stories from DC Special Series 10 and Legion of Superheroes 287. So it's stacked. And
Wow.
Paul Levitz does the intro, and he writes a special thing about his involvement, like Kirby's involvement with superpowers.
Good.
And pictures of the figures and all that stuff. It's well worth it. But I might as well just get it because I have Volume 1. So
yeah, I mean, eventually, or you can wait. You might wait till the price goes down. I don't know.
That's how they get you.
I know.
Yeah,
they've succeeded before they've even started. They've already won.
I mean, yeah, it did have art by Don Newton. I like the Don Newton art. Classic Comics. I like the Don Newton art. I mean, the Jerry Conway stories, not quite so much. With those silly costumes they had.
Superheroes don't have silly costumes.
Well, they're not. They had like Orion. Look at Orion. Did you see Orion's costume in that?
No.
Holy
is it brutal?
shit! Woo! Now again, I love that issue of Justice League with it was the last Dick Dillon right when he passed. He did the and then it was one of the annual JLA JSA crossovers where they went to New Genesis, and they had that version of the New Gods with those new costumes. But George Perez did the last 2 issues of it. It's great. I love that comic. Well, I love the art. Well, so Jerry Conway was the writer, but it did have those dopey costumes.
I'll take a look.
You got to see Orion's costume.
Wait, what do I search for? Orion, and then what's
Return of the New Gods?
Return of the New Gods. Let's take a look.
Yeah. I think of the Al Milgram cover on the first one or whatever it was. Yeah. But yeah, I like the art of Don Newton on the ends. I like.
Oh dear, is that with the yellow underwear or trunks and an O, a blue O on his chest? Yeah, that's.
I believe so.
Well, it's goofy compared to what this is.
He's got a mask, or like a.
Oh, yeah, he does have a mask.
For no freaking reason.
Big Barda looks cool. She's nude, pretty much.
Oh well, that's good.
Mr. Miracle is the same.
Yeah, I mean, I bought some of those when it came out, but not many because I don't know. I don't like what's his name that much. Conway.
This looks like He-Man to me. It looks like He-Man.
Who? Yeah, the hair.
Yeah, this is He-Man exactly. Like this is He-Man.
Yeah.
He-Man.
It's just before. Well, actually, it's around the time of He-Man because
Light Ray had the same outfit. I think,
yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
This is cool. With like the pages, like it's like
and Forager and Light Ray looked good. Metron looked good. I don't know about that Orion outfit though. Nevertheless, hey, you know what you know. Mr. Miracle was on it sometimes.
I have to say, this omnibus doesn't do just this comic justice. There's something missing here. I think they retouched up things. The detailing here on this scan is amazing to me.
Yeah, they scanned the graphic novel.
Yeah, can let Picasso, true to his name, is asking about the colors, I guess, on the panels because I was wondering about that too. This looks different. Like, what is it?
Well, I would have to ask a guy like, I mean, again, it's out of my wheelhouse as far as the type. I know our buddy Hungry Boy would be able to answer us because it is absolutely right. I mean, because those comics we were reviewing, of course, not the reprints notwithstanding, were all on newsprint, and they were four color
Right.
comics. They used a special process, laser separated colors for this high quality paper that these graphic novels were printed on, square bound. And it looks beautiful. But
I have to say, because what year was this again? I forgot what
was
year
it
this was.
85 or 6 or something?
Like, this looks way ahead.
Yeah.
I never saw this in that time. So 85, I mean, I would have been like 12 or something. So like, I'm sorry, not 85. What am I saying? Oh, no, I would have been like 12 or something. So like, I wouldn't have, no, not 12. I would have been 8. Sorry. It's like, I would not have seen this. And it's like, it's pretty awesome. Like, I remember when, I'm going to say the I word, when Image came out, their colors to me looked like crazy. And Rob Liefeld was saying that they were using this other color technique. And he's like, it costs more, but he didn't care. He's like, I want them to look different.
Well, the pages were actually better quality too.
Yeah, not in the first few issues. It maybe like not Youngblood 1, but afterwards. But the paper was better and the coloring was better. And this looks bloody awesome. Like, this looks like it's on par with that. And that's 10 years before.
It was printed in Canada, of course.
Of course.
I want to point out something. This specific page. So take a look. Take a look at the edges where it ends. Take a look at Darkseid's forehead.
Yeah. Okay.
Now take a look at this.
Well, let me make you solo. Hold on.
Yeah. Take a look at Darkseid's forehead. It's more Kirby-ish with the big.
Oh, hey, what the hell?
And everything is cropped like closer.
Oh my God, they cropped it.
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't get the art is completely different. It's like, I don't know if this is like another page that they got from his archives or something, or
what the hell, Sean? That's crazy.
I know.
Whoa.
I've been noticing this throughout. I'm like, they retouched things. I'm like, God, this is not the same comic at all. I want to get this now. I'm going to get the original of this.
It's probably
hold on. They cropped. Look, what the hell? His entire waist is gone.
Yeah, his waist is gone, and all the sides of this are gone too.
Sorry. Let me see again. Holy shit, that guy's like in half. This guy's in half.
Yeah, these guys are in half, and his face is totally different.
His face is different.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I hate that. No, and I'd still get. If I could get that cheap, I'd still get that.
You pay so much for it, and you're like, it's not the same thing. Yeah.
You could probably still get the graphic novel decent price.
I want to get all of those. They look awesome.
They're all good.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So oh man, my iPad's charging, which sucks. Yeah. I'd like to see what the Comixology
version
that
page is so different. Jesus Christ. I'm looking at it now.
Different.
Holy shit. You ain't kidding.
No, this is good, Picasso. We like this. Oh,
no,
man! Oh, dude! Oh, yo! I found one. Clobby, was that Clobby? Was that on your stream? We were doing, and I found the voice of God was removed in that one issue. That stirred up a massive. Oh, yeah. That was a massive thing on Twitter.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, what
Neil
the hell?
Gaiman responded to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. We got Neil Gaiman got involved.
I was making fun of it, saying what they just got rid of God. They don't like God or something. I mean, I was half kidding. I mean, I don't know. From that DC Comics Presents. And Gaiman gave me a lecture.
I think, because they didn't get God's permission, he only gave permission for a certain amount of time, and then after that, they couldn't reprint it. So
yeah,
you can't reprint the Word of God. It was only limited.
Neil Gaiman speaks for God, so
so this version, this scan does have the credit of ink reconstruction and coloring by. I think you read like when the credit, because there's a credit here, ink reconstruction and coloring by Greg Theakston, Bill Ray, and Tony Dispodo. So I don't know if that
they did basically they did the color with it was what the coloring. Well, they don't specifically what kind, just color by Greg Theakston with Bill Ray and Tony Dispodo.
Yeah. And another thing I noticed too when you're looking at the credit page is the credit page here is different, and that's the same art. But the lettering of the credits is done in stencil font, like the 18 font. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, hey, Picasso, thank you. You gifted
hey,
one membership.
Gifted one membership.
Oh, cool.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Picasso. I
much.
appreciate that. That's awesome. So I don't know how that works. Someone just gets it, right? A random person gets it.
I've never been sure myself, but I think so. They got.
I literally don't know.
They got to
just
avail
verified.
themselves of it. They got to take it.
I see. So there you go. Gifted. Anyone want to grab it? They can grab it. You'll be entered into the. So Steve won this one. The next one's coming up for bearded shirts.
Let's see what those graphic novels are going for these days, if they have it in stock. MyComicShop.com. No way.
What?
Wait a minute.
$5.
No, I'm afraid not. Now this is the first printing, but no, it's no way available in stock. That is not true.
Let's take a look here.
I mean, I like these guys. This is mycomicshop.com. Hunger Dogs #1 available in stock. Add to cart. View scan. It says it's available. It's a 600. No,
that can't be.
God. Well, I'm not getting that.
No.
No. I wouldn't trust it either. But 40. We got $40 also on the side of it.
So I'm seeing like $13, $26, like on.
Yeah, this I don't know what. I'm not sure what this even means, but
yeah, there's bids and stuff, but like it's like 2 days left. No one's gonna bid on this. I found one for $45.
Oh no, that's too much.
It's not going to be 500.
Buy it now for 46. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, 46.
eBay. I wouldn't pay that much for you, but oh my god, one
that's Canadian.
75 bucks for one jerkweed. No way. I'm glad I still have mine, but I mean, I just didn't think it would be. I wonder what the other ones are going for.
Picasso became a legionnaire. He gifted it to himself. That's great. No, I think you randomly. I don't know if it randomly. I think it might randomly assign it to someone.
Oh yeah, is that how that works?
I believe. So. I got to be honest. I'm not really sure. Mark doesn't know.
I don't know how anything works. I just today got my. It took 4 weeks to get my PIN for my verification. So, geez.
Oh, really? Wow.
Slow process.
Nice.
The other ones are not that. They're like $10 or something like that. So
I ordered all of the Hunger Dogs, Sean. So you can't get any now. I monopolized them all.
What to get my G-Man?
I wrote them all again. I just ordered them all. I'm like, order them all.
Catch you next time.
You guys might run into it at a con way up there.
Yeah, there's one in Jan and one in Feb.
So I mean, just look at one of those cons. I mean, you're bound to find it just because you've never looked for it before, right? So you don't know. It might have been.
No, we'll find it. I'll find it.
And or the shop somewhere.
Well, I was looking for the Marvel graphic novels, and no one had those at the last show. So
I guess they are kind of tough to rent.
That must
be tough to find.
Because I'm trying to look for the Killraven one, and
that's Pete Craig Russell. I bet that was like the second or third one or something. That's early.
It's so good. I have it in a trade paperback, but I want the real one.
Oh yeah,
the Killravens.
I remember I bought, of course, the first one, that's Captain Marvel. God Loves Man Kills, the X-Men one. I bought the New Mutants one for some reason. I don't know why I didn't care about that. But then it was there was a Killraven one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a couple of really good ones back then. There was Dreadstar. Yeah.
Why does he kill ravens? Like, why is he so upset over ravens?
He hates birds.
Yeah, like
just because it's a cool name.
Yeah, look, he's the War of the Worlds. You know, kill ravens.
Figured that one out. All right. Look at this page. Look at this awesome page.
Nice. Orion kicking some arse. Well, Orion's a bad mother.
Yep. I'm talking about Orion.
Yeah, I'm talking about Orion.
Just talking about
Orion.
Well, bad mother. Yeah, then there's this guy. Oh, what the hell?
This is a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm a weird character.
At least we got to see Light Ray become the Human Torch again.
Yes, I do like that.
Yeah, with the
powers.
There you go. Classic Comics is now. Okay, there you go, Picasso. Thank you. So Classic got it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'll add everyone's name to the next thing. All right, what do we got?
last night, Jill and a bunch of friends of Cardinal Sin were Cardinal Sin's brother was auctioning off
I saw that.
much of his stuff, giving it away, and he gave away some pretty cool stuff there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Was it an auction or what was it?
Well, it's not really an auction because they were giving it for free. They just wanted he wanted to give it. He wanted to
I give it to yeah.
And they spun like everybody got if you wanted to be in on the thing, they would lot number 1. You put number 1 in there, whatever, and they would spin. Mark won something. I forgot. He didn't tell me what he won yet, but he won something last night.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
you're showing off some of his funnier stuff on
some pretty cool stuff.
Stream, yeah.
Yeah.
And someone wanted to buy all the She-Hulks off of him right there.
He had some cool Doctor Who figures.
I've got a ton of Doctor Who figures.
I don't.
I've got so many of them. I have all the Doctors.
Oh, damn! I wish I did. Thanks to Michael, I got a third Doctor.
I've got like five or six Pertwees. Like
he gave me the Monster Peloton one, so I got that with the green jacket with the top.
I've got it. Yep, it's awesome. I just watched some of Silurians today.
I always thought it was weird. That episode is not called The Silurians. It's actually called, in the title of the episode, Doctor Who and the Silurians.
Yeah, Doctor Who and
the only episode title
that has his name. Yeah.
What is this? It was a weird thing because the book was called Doctor Who and the Silurians.
Yeah. Well, they did. They did. They did audio. They're on iTunes. They did audio versions of the Silurians, Ambassadors of Death, and Inferno with Carol and John doing
nice,
explaining it, but then also with the real audio. Liz is like my third favorite companion.
I love Liz.
I absolutely.
But I love Joe too, though. I love Joe for a different reason.
Yeah, I like Joe, and I have Katie Manning's autograph, and she's super cool. And she's a good person, but like Liz for me was like, I was like, oh no, this is a big step down.
Yeah,
but I still like Joe. We love Joe. We're pro Joe in this house.
I love Joe, but I would not have minded if Liz had Carolyn Johns had stayed.
She was pregnant anyways, and they didn't want her back, so it just all kind of got worked out.
Cece, are you sure? I didn't win. I know I didn't win anything. Someone else won us. So I only joined one time. We got there at the end because she was doing it during my show. So when I got there, I only put my name in the very last item, and I did not win. Someone else won it. Radioactive won that one. Are you sure, Classic? But thank you. I know Mark did. Mark won something.
Yeah.
I knew he auctioned off his sonic screwdrivers on that last one there.
There you go, Sean. You can do your You got
awesome, man.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I was like really like I know they're so neat. I went through and like I found a website like what to do. So I made my own on I made my own little pixels and stuff. They're very small, so it's Photoshop, so they're zoomed in like 500%, so I can like figure out how to do them.
Yeah.
Joe saved the world. Yep. It's just that Liz Shaw, when we started from scratch and said, let's watch, because I watched all of New Who, and I said, let's go back and rewatch all of it from the beginning. That when Liz came in, you're like, whoa, like Jamie out of the black and white era, Jamie is clearly the best for me. Like, no question, Jamie of the black and white era, right? Clobby, there's not even it's Jamie.
No. And Zoe's a nice companion.
I would say Zoe's number 2.
She's great to be a great addition to that team.
Yeah, I like Zoe as well. But Jamie, clearly the best. He's the only guy in the black and white era that's in my top 10 for sure. I do love Zoe. I actually really like Ian and Barbara. But again,
I do too. I like them. I
like him. I like Susan too. But Jamie, we've got Jamie's autograph. My wife got it from.
I met him.
My God, that's amazing.
He was a Dragon Con one year.
Wow,
awesome dude.
Yeah, but when you're watching it from then, and then you're like, Liz comes in, you're like, what the hell? This girl's like on top of shit. Like it's like she's awesome. And then Joe was back to more like conventional. Oh, doctor, what's going on? But she's a good person.
Well, 3 said to the Brigadier, what happened to Liz? She was a top scientist. She was very helpful to me. She's a nonsense doctor, but you wanted someone to tell you how brilliant you are all the time and hand you your test tubes. Brigadier
Yeah.
told him.
Yeah.
And
I just thought it was
he said
weird.
that she said that. He said that Liz said that. Yeah.
Right. But yeah. And then Joe came. I just felt weird. It's like, why is she with Unit? Like, I don't know. It was weird. I don't remember exactly how it went down. We're rewatching them again. I've only seen the Pertwees. I've only seen classic. Well, mostly classic. I've only seen one time over. We rewatched. Like I'm getting them on Blu-ray now, so we're rewatching them again on Blu-ray. But I love the Liz stories.
I love that Pertwee era. I love it.
Pertwee's my favorite. I think the Pertwee era might be my favorite era. I think it just that might be. And here's you want a super hot take. This is the hottest take you'll ever hear, buddy. I think Sarah Jane and Pertwee together were better than 4 with Sarah Jane. I thought that Sarah Jane and Pertwee just complemented each other, very fun, and they're neat. Tom Baker is so overpowering. He's so good that anyone next to him is immediately just like a notch below. Like I don't know. Like Tom Baker, anytime he's on screen, I look at nothing else but him, even when Romana is on there. Tom Baker is just so awesome that anyone next to him just doesn't, they just look lesser. I don't know. It's just, it's weird.
Yeah, I understand. I don't know, but I love her with him. Actually,
I do love
Lila with him, and I love Romana with him. So it's important. He's so good. He also elevates that great companion. Makes them great.
Yeah, Lila's my top 5, and Sarah Jane.
I do understand where you come from, but I love, and that's another thing about John. John Parker, he's great with Liz, and then there was a totally different dynamic with Joe, but I love her. He fell in love with Joe, and then I love them all. I mean, those are the two best eras right there.
Yeah, I would say, well, my favorite companion is Ace, but then after that, I'd probably say Sarah Jane. I'd say Sarah Jane, Liz. After Liz, I'd say Leela probably. After Leela, I kind of like Donna. Not now because she's brutal now because she's in that.
They ruined her, but I love the old Donna.
But I like original Donna or whatever. So that's probably my top 5, and then Jamie's in there for top 10, and then I also like. I don't count K9, Captain Jack, or River Song or Brigadier. I don't count them as companions. They're more like allies because they've got their own thing going on, and they just kind of sometimes
they're not
help the doctor.
Companions anyway.
They're not traveling. Yeah, worst companion, not counting
much of course. They're not traveling much, but yeah,
right. They're not right. Anyways, we'll do a Doctor Who. We should do a Doctor Who thing. Just talk about our favorites.
You know who would be a great companion?
Yeah,
Orion.
Yeah,
traveling with the Doctor.
Oh, he'd be awesome. Now here's his real face.
He's so violent. Yeah, Orion's great. The one thing they did do a nice job in this one was the stuff with Orion, I thought, and Darkseid.
Oh yeah, no, all this stuff is great. The Riddle of Steel. Yes, you know it, boy, don't you? Like, shall I tell it to you? Steel isn't strong, boy. Flesh is stronger. Look around you. Up there. That beautiful girl. Come to me, my child. Come. Now that is power. The power of flesh. Sorry, I'm not going to do the whole movie.
It's so well written, though. It's like
of course.
There's so much introspection. It's just a movie about big muscle guys that like you fight each other. Yeah.
No, that's more to this.
You like that's the Destroyer right there, wasn't it?
I love it.
Yeah.
If I will no negative comments about the masterpiece known as Conan the Destroyer.
Now, did I say anything? I was asking. Did you expect that I was going to like insult the movie?
I don't know. I was scared. I got scared and just
no.
I love it.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's a masterpiece of cinema.
I think the first one's way better.
Well, the first one's a masterpiece of humanity, but the second one is a masterpiece of cinema. So
I don't know. It has Grace Jones in it too.
That doesn't sound bad. It's basically Team Conan. It's basically Marvel Conan. I don't know. Like
Marvel Conan was still more edgier, though. I mean, like the
Sean is pretending like he doesn't think it's 10 out of 10 to try to gain points. I have no idea what he's talking about. He knows it's 10 out of 10. He's watched it 4,000 times.
You think it's as good as the first one? Seriously, Sean? No.
Oh, no, the first one's better. First one's better, but
they're not.
Bob the Goon in it, and who played Bombada on that? Was it
Richard
Wilt Chamberlain,
Wilt
Yeah,
Chamberlain.
Wilt was
famous
good.
basketball player.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
No, but the girl though, you know what's the girl what's her
Olivia DeBeau.
You know, she was like 14 years old
in that movie.
When not in the movie, I don't know, but the actress was.
Oh no, but the actress was 14 in that movie.
Yes. No, I mean the actress was 14 herself making that movie. I was shocked when I just knew that until recently. You know, she went on Doomcock's show. Beautiful woman.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yes, Doomcock had her on a few months, like a year or so ago. And I looked into that. I mean, every time you like say something nice to her on Instagram, she answers it back like with the like or something. She's a beautiful lady, but I was wondering. I looked at her age when I realized. I said, "Wait a minute, she was in Conan the Destroyer. She couldn't have. No, wait. I'm not great at math, mind you, but that would make her like really underage in that." Yeah. I mean, I know it's the Conan, so it doesn't matter the morality of it doesn't matter to the people in the context of that fiction. But I'm like,
but she doesn't look it.
No.
If you see how old she was when she was in that movie, though, I'm pretty sure she was around underage.
The novelization.
I'm not saying the character is, but the character is a queen, a princess.
Yeah, I have the novelization that was based off the script. And it's the same but different. Like it was supposed to be, they changed it to Tathamon, but I don't think it was supposed to be that.
It wasn't supposed to be Tathamon, just like Dulce Doom is a King Cole villain.
Is a Cole guy, yeah. So
yeah.
Conan the Barbarian, the first one's my favorite movie of all time. And really? Conan the Destroyer, I really like. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian is my favorite movie of all time. It was my first tattoo, like 20 something years ago or something. They're all I like Conan the Destroyer, and I like the Jason Momoa Conan. That was a cool movie too. But none of them match. But you haven't watched it again in a while, Sean, have you? Did you watch it again?
No, we did a whole stream on it.
You didn't think it was cool when you watched it again? It was pretty awesome. There's a lot of.
I watched it again, and it's okay. But my complaint then, when we watched it for your streamer, was maybe less than a year ago, was that like they didn't know what Conan was.
Right.
I mean, the Momo one, I can't stand
the Momo one. Yeah.
But he looked good, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, no, he deserves to be in a good Conan movie.
I don't know. I can buy Artie as Conan. I can't buy Momo as Conan.
Well, he looks more like Conan in the from the books. Like
he was pretty good.
Like those covers that they used to make.
The thing is, that's the guy that director has made. All of that director's movies are the same. They all look really cool and have a lot of cool things in them. But the story, there's always something weird with the story. He did Pathfinder, which is awesome. It's the Vikings, and that guy teams up with the natives to fight the Vikings. That was badass. But the story is just not that good. Everything else looks cool. Same with Conan. It looks cool. There's like monsters. He fights guys. There's a lot of action. But it's just the story's weird, and that's the same look up the guy's movies. Every movie he's made, it's the same thing. You're like, it looks awesome. There's cool shit. It's just something's missing. Look, when you're bored, look him up. On every movie, it's like you're like, oh yeah, it's weird. I like the guy, but it's just there's something missing. I think he did Friday 13th, the remake, which everything is great except. Why is Jason this hunter guy? Like, there's something weird. There's always one weird thing in his movies that kind of turns you off, and you're like, why is this happening? Anyways, whatever. But
there you go. Olivia was 14, by the way.
Yeah.
Great. Wow. Oh well, it's fine.
Hollywood's disgusting.
That's terrible. And Conan was supposed to, help her out.
Conan was like in his 30s or something at that point. Now, when I saw that movie, I was 20 years old, and I was thinking she was hot. I didn't know I was being a perv.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Oh, well, it's fine. It's all good.
It's fine.
It's just a movie.
Yeah. I mean, in the context of that fiction, you could say the character is.
Yeah, she's.
Still, I hope they practiced. They were all very discreet, and she said that they were nice, but whatever.
Yeah.
Look at this awesome page.
I don't know. I let my 14-year-old play with opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger in a Conan movie, but all right.
Well, it's because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger in a Conan movie.
This is great.
Marcus Dispel. Yeah, Marcus. Look up his movies. They all look awesome. They got cool ideas, cool stuff, but there's just something weird. I think he did Texas Chainsaw, and it's like they're not cannibals. You're like, what happened here? It's just weird things that just don't make any sense. It's like, just if they were just cannibals and you saw them doing stuff, it'd be fine. But again, it looks cool. Like it's like the gore's good. There's like, the like Leatherface looks awesome, but it's just something weird. There's something weird in every one of his movies that just makes it a step down. But look at this page. Look at how awesome this is. This is crazy.
This is one of my favorite Kirby collages of all time. I mean,
this is crazy.
It's just insanity. I mean, it's just like so. I mean, because he's done some of. I mean, obviously, his technique had improved a lot with those certain things. I mean, it's done with photography and trickery and whatever the hell it's done with her for. But I mean, I just love me a Kirby collage. I can't get enough of them. And for this one, when he went all out, this does not do it justice to the scan we got. But they did a nice job of opening it up for the scan for this thing. But I don't know how it looks in the omnibus. But man, oh man.
No, I don't know what it looks like either. What does it look like, Sean?
I like how it used skulls.
Huh? It looks more faded. There, it's all there. It looks more faded than what's on your thing. Yeah, it's still there.
I love how he used skulls. Just like what
skull,
the hell?
Yeah,
I mean, like
awesome.
that's an asteroid, I guess. The head of
that's like a
head of a celestial, like it was in Marvel.
Yeah,
this isn't Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could not be reached. Carl Urban is a Viking that's left behind and fights with the natives against these super Viking guys. It's cool. It's awesome. It's cool, but it's just some. It's just something. It's the movie.
I hate the Vikings. I hate the Vikings.
Yeah, they're the bad guys in this, and there's just something.
I mean, they always cheat. They cheat against anyone else. They always, blow the lead in the fourth quarter. But to us, they cheated in that game. Oh, those Vikings!
You got G-Man because he's like, "What's a Viking?" I don't know.
The Minnesota Vikings. I hate.
Yes.
By the way, why are they the Minnesota Vikings? Were there Vikings in Minnesota?
I don't know. This sounds like sports. So
you never found raptor bones in Toronto.
So. No, there weren't any lions, and you're saying there are no lions in Detroit or bears in Chicago. Okay,
there's lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my! There were Saints of New Orleans, though. There were.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. They just make up. They just call themselves whatever.
Right, like they call themselves the Carolina Panthers. I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure there'll be a panic if there were Panthers running around there, but I don't know.
Well, Toronto Maple Leafs, that's good.
Some nicknames make sense, like the New York Jets. Their Jets do go to New York. Yeah. All right, but
yes, and there's a lot of hungry dogs in this book. So
there weren't enough dogs in the book though. How many dogs are actually in this book?
These are all dogs right here.
You dogs.
Dog will hunt.
You decomposed dogs.
Dog will hunt.
Dog will hunt. I heard it from Texas Chainsaw Massacre too, so I don't know what it's.
I'm hate sure that movie.
Oh,
I love
you don't
it.
like that movie, do you?
Of course, I love it.
I got dragged to a midnight movie of that back in the mid '80s.
Lucky you! I did not get dragged to one. I had to wait for a DVD.
And I pissed off the person at the front when I went to get my ticket because I didn't want to be there. I said, "So what time does the midnight movie start?" Very funny. Everyone knows that. That's not funny. Just kidding.
It's just at what time does the midnight movie end?
That was back before they all had answering machines, so you could call up and they would have to answer stuff. Hey man, what time does the midnight movie start? It starts at shut up.
It starts at 10. It's like what? Yeah.
10 after, really, with all the fracking credits. I mean,
the shitty Beatles
trailers. Yeah,
like the shitty Beatles. They suck. It's not just a clever name.
Not just a clever name. That's what the High Father said. He said, "Tonight we're having the shitty Beatles."
Yeah.
Ho ho ho! Said High Father.
We're approaching the end. So this is the. This is the. What was that? Remember when the TARDIS was dragging the planet Earth back or whatever? It was
the Stolen Earth.
Yeah, the Stolen Earth.
And Journey's End.
Yeah.
Stolen Earth, two-parter. Stolen Earth, Journey's End. Yeah, great one.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
That was fan service done right.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That was the best. That was the best thing that I guess that it was RTD wrote that one, right? That was the best one he wrote.
It was a little out there, but it was fun.
Davros was still the real Davros, so
yeah, I was very offended that Davros was. I was watching that episode, and they have to have this disabled person.
Yeah,
it made me think. So disabled people are going to want to destroy the universe someday.
They are. That's a fact.
That movie made me prejudiced against. In fact, I must admit, it made me prejudiced, bigoted against disabled people.
Ever
I
since
never
I saw that
thought-
episode, I now park in handicap spots just to piss them off.
I never even thought of him as disabled because it's
Because
just
he's a villain and he's a super
like-
genius.
Is,
like,
is Darth is
Yeah.
Darth Vader disabled? Is he a war amp now?
I mean,
he is.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, I mean, obviously he has disabilities, but he can also do all the force crap, like Vader, like you said. And what's his face? Davros is he's mutated himself into a half Dalek thingy.
So is MODOK disabled then? Or
Yes,
He is.
He's a big face.
he is. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I love her, whoever she is.
That's Cora Jade.
Well, I love her
Look,
even more now.
she's definitely not 14. So
Good, good.
you can look her
Thanks
up.
for clearing
You
me
can
on
look
that
her
one.
up, yeah.
Yeah,
You
look
cleared
her
me, so now I'm clear. I am clear for no.
Yeah.
Clear for landing, yes.
Is she related to Mara Jade?
No, she's a wrestling person.
Who's that? Yeah.
Metro. I don't know. Metron. I like Metron.
Metron. He's
I am
dragging
on my
the
chair.
planet.
And that's another thing. We see Metron at the end. Like, hey, hello everybody. I'm sitting in my chair, but don't worry. You don't have to feel sorry for me. I'm not disabled. So thank you, Russell T Davies. But I'm fine.
I'm fine. If you put me in a movie, whatever. Did you see someone put the new Ghost Rider?
But which one? The Ghost Driver?
So no. So I don't even want to
happened?
say what it is because
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can find.
Oh my god.
And
That
then,
good.
someone did this ad. They did the whole thing. They're like, "Oh, MCU has casted the new Ghost,"
Uh-oh.
and it's one of these fan things. It's so
gotta
I
see
can't
this.
say it because we're gonna get demonetized if I say.
We are the Metron.
I can show a picture maybe, and it won't mean anything because it'll just be a picture. But if I say it might be. Anyway, so this is the end of that. The end.
In the end of and that's Jack Kirby's final word on the matter. You
Yeah,
can
but
read
DC
other comics, but DC didn't. Yeah, DC didn't end it.
Yeah, DC didn't want Darkseid to die.
No.
Because they had plans for Darkseid to put him in all,
Well,
like the
yeah.
like the
The Great
Superboy.
Darkness saga was before this, so yeah. But years before it.
Yes, because this is like 80s, right? Yeah, so
But-
they did.
Well, this was '86, but it was published before this.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it takes place in the 30th century that we like to say all the time.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert: Darkseid's still around in the 30th century. Is he or is he? We don't know. We don't know for sure. You have to read the Great Darkness saga to find out.
All right, so I'm gonna I found the picture. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna show it to you guys. But so, what did everyone think? What did you think about this entire saga?
What's your favorite issue? If you have to pick one issue from this
Oh my
entire
God.
saga,
One. Oh my goodness!
That's
I was not.
awesome.
I did not know there was going to be a test.
a quiz. I have my favorite.
I want to hear yours then.
What's your favorite?
My copy
favorite
yours.
has always been before this and after this. It's New God 7. It's the one where it's the pact. It's the one where they go through the history and Highfather's origin and Darkseid working his way up the ranks. I love that, and basically orchestrating the war behind everyone's back and then becoming the leader of that war. It's pretty cool. And then doing the it's very biblical too. It's very mythic. I love it. And it's
What
only one
number?
issue.
That was
Sean?
a good issue.
7.
7. New God 7.
Yeah, it's like that. And they have this big war and all these like super weapons, and they weaponize suns and they shoot the sunbeams and
Oh yeah, this was awesome, man.
That was a great issue, no question about it.
it's
Good choice.
peak
Yeah.
Kirby. It's great.
Yeah, this was awesome. I don't know. It's really tough. The thing is that like when this started out, so I hadn't read anything really. I started reading it and then I stopped, right? So my impression of what this was all going to be was that I thought it was going to be you have to read all these issues and it's just this big one story, sort of like the Triangle days with Superman, where you have to read Man of Steel issue 14 and then Action Comics 320 and then read whatever, like Superman 325, and then you have to read whatever, and then you have to again go back. And that's not what it was at all. It's like he was almost building, I don't want to say he's building a new like company. It almost could have been its own thing on his not even universe, but like it could have been like, call it something else, like instead of calling it like DC had Vertigo, like it could have been Fourth World, like the Fourth World Comics, and Fourth World Comics has these four. You know what I'm saying? It's like that is kind of what it is now. I did not have that impression. I just literally thought, oh, okay, well, after you read Mr. Miracle, it continues into this one. So I'm like, oh, why is this not continuing? It's just, so I started to think this is really a company. Like Fourth World should have been its own comics. It's like, here's your four comics that I started a new company, guys. It's a subsidiary of DC or something. I don't know. Like it's called Fourth World, and and there's the Forever People, and there's Mr. Miracle, and it's like whatever. And then Jimmy Olsen's like, well, DC let me borrow Superman and Jimmy or something for my thing. Because like if Superman and Jimmy are in it, like is Batman gonna be involved? Like it's a bit weird. So that was where I was at, and now I mean it is amazing to see how vast it is and how many unique characters. But if someone says I wish I had known that going in, because if someone says, hey, read the Fourth World, and you're like, oh, okay, and then I'm like, well, this isn't a complete story. This is just so that's why I put it as one of the options. Like I wish you would have just like if you would have done two more, even one more after this. Like Hunger Dogs to me was awesome. Like the art, and it was just crazy. But story-wise, I wish there would have been one more. Like, I'm like, well, where's Superman? Like, I feel
like, well, I mean, he introduced all this in Jimmy Olsen, and that was sort of like he's coming to DC, and they're like, what do you want to do, and all that. And the thing is that, like, I feel like he just wanted to do his own thing, but at the same time, DC, it seemed to take them a while. Like, I know they did the Great Darkness Saga and all that, but it seemed to take them a while to realize that what Kirby did was resuscitate the company. It's like, the characters were great and all, but he introduced a whole other layer of. They didn't have a real big bad, really. I mean, Lex Luthor is a Superman guy, and and et cetera, et cetera. And here he was bringing some of that Marvelness to it. It's like Doctor Doom is Fantastic Four, but then again, he's also a big bad. And
like I just read Dazzler. I'm rereading Dazzler from #1. I actually own all of Dazzler. I have the entire run. I'm rereading it. Issue 3, Doctor Doom. Like fighting Dazzler. Like why is he here? Right? Like because he is the big friggin' bad guy. Like he's the big guy.
All these characters, it's like they could have done a lot more with them, and it seemed to take DC a long, long time. It's like Darkseid wasn't really a Superman villain until after Superpowers to me. Even though Jimmy Olsen, like the comics ran like basically birthed New Gods, but it's like it like. Oh yeah, why don't we have Superman fight Darkseid like Kenner did? It's like, why don't you assholes? Like, and now Darkseid is the big bad of DC. It's like, kids growing up, kids of the past 20 years reading DC comics think that Darkseid's the big bad, not knowing where it came from, not knowing how DC treated the character, or what New Gods or what Fourth World was, or even who Kirby is, right? So now he's fully integrated into DC. But like I think that's a level of energy that DC really needed, that Kirby kind of handed to them on a silver platter.
Yep. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I feel like Superman. I feel like Darkseid is a Superman villain almost. Like, which really it isn't that. Like as a kid, I look. I knew Lex Luthor. I knew everybody, right? And I knew Orion and Desaad and those guys I knew Darkseid had those guys, and I knew Lex Luthor wasn't Darkseid's buddy in teaming up. Yeah. I knew Mantis, Parademon, Desaad. I knew all those guys were Darkseid's guys. But I would put my Superman, I had Superman and Darkseid, and Batman and Robin and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Firestorm. I had a lot of and Parademon and Mantis. I had a lot of guys. And I would have Superman. To me, it was Superman versus Darkseid. That was
that was the print ad campaign,
right?
Superman versus Darkseid for superpowers. And then later on in the cartoon, in the 90s cartoon, they basically made Darkseid into a Superman villain, basically.
And that's where I think a lot of people are at. If you if I put a post up saying, "Hey, who's Darkseid's adversary?" People are going to say, "Well, Superman is, of course." They're not going to say Orion,
right? Yeah. They say first of all, they'll say not only is he Superman, they'll say he's DC's big bad.
Big bad, right. Yeah.
He's their biggest big bad, they would say. Of all DC, when really, like I said, that as you both pointed out, that really wasn't the case in comics until that JLA JSA crossover that I mentioned to you earlier. When they did meet Darkseid in that one. And what was this shoot? I'll find this. And then, like you said, of the cartoon.
Yeah.
On before it was Galactic Guardians, that season before that, when it was like in 2 seasons of the cartoon, right? When he was all he cared about was stealing Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And then they had an episode called Death of Superman, the Galactic Guardians Superpowers team episode, where so there's that, and of course,
we all wanted this thing, man. Oh my god, and they never made it. Yeah,
maybe McFarlane will.
Oh boy.
I know Mark McFarlane. Look, I know we beat him up a little bit, but he's the only guy even remotely thinking of this stuff. Yeah, everyone else's minds is just like, forget all of this crap. DC this late. I didn't even review this Alan Scott Green Lantern because it's so despicable.
I saw the videos from other people.
I did see.
Well, you're not going to see one from me because it's so garbage that I'm so angry. I will not buy it. It was pulled for me. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not taking this one. I know you pulled it. I'm not taking it. And the guy's like, yeah, that's cool. No worries. I said, take it off the list like ASAP. Yeah. Like I emailed, I knew it was going to be bad. So I emailed before. I said, I did email, but I hate not getting it because I feel bad. The guy, but I go on the first day, like I go on a Tuesday. So it's not like he lost anything. I was like, I'm not taking this. It's absolutely despicable.
You might not be the first one or the only one doing it to him.
Yeah. I can't. I'm not paying. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying the money for it.
How long is that series? Because I was looking through
6 parts of Doom.
Oh my gosh!
They should have retitled Alan Scott: How to Destroy a Golden Age Character of Such High Importance and Value in 6 issues. How to destroy a character in 6. I've never. I don't care what you say. Oh, pick anybody. Nobody's been destroyed as much as Alan Scott in only 3 issues. Everyone says, and new comics are terrible. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and Zack Snyder screwed up Superman. No. Zack Snyder, Tim Sheridan's like, hold my beer, buddy. I'm going to take care of it. I've never seen a character assassination of any character ever. Like Clark Kent in Man of Steel didn't go and get prostitutes. Like,
I was watching,
like even Zack Snyder, who ruined these characters, didn't.
Even Snyder didn't do it, and that's saying something.
Yeah,
because he wouldn't like nobody. That's like so beyond the realm of even thinking of doing something this stupid.
I was watching Ethan Van Sciver last night.
I watched it too.
Yeah, and he was saying it's heartbreaking because he was talking about the creator of that character. Like babysat his kid and all that, and it was a nice dude. And as soon as he died, then they went forward with their plans to make him gay. And he said you always wanted
Odell,
to. They told him this, and he's like, okay, that's weird.
Bill Finger and Martin Odell,
yeah.
But that's not it. Every issue, like, okay, man,
I know it's not just that. Like, I saw some other people talk about it, and it's like, who is this character? He's such an ass. Like, it's Anyway,
there's not even fighting in it, anyways. Mm-hmm. Like, what is this?
No,
it's bad on every level. The last issue, I think I gave it like 2 or 3 out of 10. I would give this a 0. Maybe the art's okay. I don't know.
Less than a 0.
Like,
well, I mean, the art, it's probably
maybe it's okay. So it's like a 1 out of 10. Like, but like realistically.
But there was just a big blow up about like inserts, and this is the ultimate insert. Like,
absolutely,
this is like it's not even the character. Like, you're not writing with the verisimilitude of like you're taking this character who has a specific personality and telling stories with that. It's just you're just telling your own thing with your own stupidness.
This guy wasn't the first to make the character to change the character to gay, but he's the first one to do what this is going. What's going on in this?
No, yeah, this is like way more than just. That's what I was saying. Pick anybody you want and say, "Oh, they changed this." Pick anybody you want. This is the worst assassination ever. Because if someone is gay, that doesn't mean that they're a garbage person and they're not a hero. I don't understand. It's like
gay people should be insulted by this. This is absolutely.
They should be insulted.
But because the writer's gay, he has the armor.
Yeah.
Although I happen to know gay people that will be offended and hate this and think it's garbage.
Oh, I know someone as well.
It's like that whole era of pandering is almost over, I think, because too many people are waking up to it's like, this isn't me. Stop speaking for me. It's like, what is this crap? It's like
they do need to get angry.
Yeah.
I saw Bill Burr saying he goes. I just saw Bill Burr part of a stand-up where he's like, how did what did he say? It's like, how did like white women butt in front of the line of all the minorities and make it about them or something? Like, I don't know. He said it in a funny way. He's like, how did that happen? He's like,
that was on SNL, I think. Yeah.
It started out being normal. Like people are like, oh, we want some diversity. And then all of a sudden that just got hijacked by all these people. You're like, wait a minute, how did you hijack all of this? It's like all of a sudden, are these people can talk for everybody else? It's like, oh, I could do whatever I want. It's like, you're not me. Why are you talking for me?
Since Burr's controlled by his wife, so he had to put the word white there for a specific reason, though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Is he control? Okay, I don't know, but I just saw that one clip. I thought it was. Oh, yeah, okay, but it was pretty funny.
Major cup.
But like, it's crazy. All right, so go. Yeah, what are you gonna say, Sean?
No, I was gonna say like so my comic. I told Jay Mans my comic store is converting their pull list to online now.
Sorry, Sean. 1 second. This is it. The new Ghost Rider.
The new Ghost Rider, man.
All right. I want it. When's this your number? Was that the cover number 1 right there?
I've been sick these few days. And I saw that come up on Facebook. I almost dropped the iPad. I was like, are you kidding me right?
You'd laugh, but that comic's gonna be a hit.
No, I'm taking that image. I'm gonna put the font. I'm gonna make it.
Problem is, people will believe it really is real. I mean,
I'm gonna try my best to make it look believable.
If you told me that's a comic, that's the new Ghost Rider from Marvel. I mean, I might believe you.
Yeah. I rewrote Alan Scott Green Lantern #1, and I made Vandal Savage the villain. Like, wait, how did you do that without redrawing it? I'm like, I literally manipulated the dialogue.
Did you put that online?
No, I didn't want to. I wasn't sure if I'd get in trouble.
No, you would get in trouble.
Right. I rewrote it. I couldn't change. I literally removed panels and moved things. Like you guys have seen my Superboy fight in Watchmen and all that, right? So I could do pretty good stuff on Photoshop. I'm gonna take this picture, buddy. I'm gonna make this Ghost Rider.
I saw you sent it to me or something, right? It's
I did
like
send
when
it to
they're
you.
talking about the mission. It's all about like getting Vandal Savage.
Yeah, because the original Alan Scott was like, they're like, oh, Alan, I see you've been having an affair with this man, and I'm going to blackmail you into becoming a JSA member. And I'm like, and he gives him the file. And all.
Your paper is the Vandal Savage file.
Yeah, I put that. Yeah, so yeah, I know. Yeah, so yeah, I changed it because he gives the paper, and it's like he goes. It's like I changed the entire dialogue, and the whole tone is different. So like, so J. Edgar Hoover's like, he's like, Alan, it's like, you're a great hero. It's like, we need you on a special mission. Can the JSA survive without you? And then Alan Scott's like, well, Jay Garrick the Flash is a good man. He can lead the team without me. It's like, I'm here for you, Mr. Hoover, whatever you need. And then he's like, we've got this secret file. And it said, and it was like Alan Scott's name, like with all the pictures. So I removed it and I put Vandal Savage. And then he's like, Vandal Savage. And he's like, yes. He goes, we have reports that this man has been alive for at least a few hundred years, if not longer. And then Alan Scott's like, how is he able to manage this? It's like, we're not sure, but we think he's involved in all these assassinations and all this. And it's like, I turn it into this like super intrigue. And it's like the real thing is like, oh, I got pictures with you and your gay lover. You're like, really? How boring is this? It's like, at least mine, I couldn't change it.
Did you cut those pictures out?
I did. I
Good.
redid the panels. I removed panels and rearranged panels. And his friend that gets killed is just his friend. It wasn't his lover. It's like, oh, my friend died on this mission. And I think and I took out the Arkham Asylum thing. He's not in Arkham at all. I took out that entire thing. I literally changed the entire comic. And I was like, this is, first of all, it's like 10 pages less because there was 10 pages of garbage. That's how bad it was. But like I literally took pages and combined them. I spent some time on making it look pretty good. Anyways,
nice.
But Sean, okay, so you're gonna say about your pull list at your shop?
No, so it's completely online. So I was and you can go through the whole year, although from April onward it's kind of bare because they're still working out the schedules, right?
Right.
And I'm right now the pull list is big and it'll shrink as I realize how much money I have. And most of my pulls, it's not Marvel or DC at all. It's like, and that's not by design. It's just like it's Titan, it's Image, it's like it's Independence and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, and a lot of magazines too, like T.O. Morrow's on there and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm not really into. I think I pulled Superman. I'm probably gonna pull Detective too because you were saying it's pretty good right now.
I haven't read it though.
Okay.
Steve says that Steve doesn't like it.
No,
he thinks it's really boring.
Okay, I'll maybe buy one off the rack and see if it's okay. I don't know.
See what happened with me?
Like somewhere.
I'm stopping Batman.
Yeah.
Because I feel that Chip is just kind of like it's just getting into this like, oh, he's possessed now. I'm like, yeah, I'm done with the storyline. I'm gonna read it digitally.
Yeah.
I stopped Wonder Woman, hard pass. Wonder Woman is bloody, disgusting, and awful. Not as bad as Green Lantern. Detective Comics, I read one issue randomly and it seemed very slow.
Okay.
And I read it and I thought, I kind of liked this.
Okay.
And then Detective Comics, it's not the real Batman. Batman is the real Batman.
Okay.
And Batman and Robin, which I like as well. But I'm like, you know what? Detective, it's weird. It's not for everybody, for sure. Steve thought it was boring. He's been keeping up with it. He's like, yeah, I'm bored with it.
But you're saying Batman itself is not very good anymore.
It's okay. Not enough to buy physically for me.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Batman and Robin because I like the art. It's that weird. It's that like anime looking manga style art, which I really like.
And Marvel, like I loved Spider-Man as a young man. And I'm sorry. Like, look, I'm sorry. I don't like Miles Morales. I never have.
Of course, because he stinks.
And I was thinking about this the other day. When did Miles Morales debut? It was like 25 years ago, perhaps, or
that long ago.
Ultimates, right? When was that?
It was Ultimates, but was it that long ago?
Wow, that's crazy.
Appearance.
I don't know about 25.
I have a point to make if it's 25 years. Oh no, it's 2011. 2011. Okay, so not that long ago, right?
And only because of Barry O.
But my point is, like, Spider-Man had dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of classic stories in a very short time span. It's a great character, like Peter Parker. And what are the Miles Morales stories? Like, what's his Gwen Stacy? What's his Captain Stacy? What's his Venom? I know his Venom is Venom. That's so stupid to me because he's like a teenage kid fighting freaking 50-year-old.
I guess is Prowler his main nemesis then?
Prowler is a Spider-Man villain. No, what's his thing?
Is that his uncle?
I don't care about that. Like,
it's his uncles or something, right?
He doesn't have a rich backstory for me. He doesn't have classic stories. I don't really care,
Yeah.
But my point in saying that is, like, every Spider-Man title, I was like, oh, let me take a look at it. It was all Miles Morales. There's a giant-sized Spider-Man coming out, and it's just Miles Morales. It's like, what happened to Peter Parker? So I was like, you know what? Then I'm not coming back to this then. And that's probably what a lot of fans are doing.
But they're not putting their best. So Chris, Comic Vet, his favorite guy is Spider-Man.
Yeah. He likes Miles
He
Morales.
says the current Amazing Spider-Man is not very good.
Yeah.
He said it's the least interesting of all the Spider titles. He's like, they're putting their best people on Miles.
On Miles, yeah.
Best artists are on Miles. The best story guy, and if you don't care about Miles, you're SOL because
you're screwed. Yeah,
they're not putting their best guys on the other two.
Yeah, but are those selling? Like if they're selling, I understand.
I think that they are selling.
Yeah.
I think they are. Another comic that's randomly good that Steve liked that I read issue 1, it wasn't too bad, was Nightcrawler as Spider-Man. It's called the Uncanny Spider-Man.
Okay.
And Nightcrawler's in hiding because everyone hates mutants or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's going around as Spider-Man. And I was like, and that wasn't too bad. And Chris was like, again, because they're putting people on Nightcrawler for Christ's sakes, and Peter Parker is passe. They're just like, they're continuing on because it always sells because it's Amazing Spider-Man and people are going to buy. It's like Batman. That's never getting canceled.
You're just going to collect them and not read them. Yeah.
Right. Because people are just going to get it anyways.
And Batman books.
Yeah.
People buy Batman, Spider-Man. It doesn't matter what you do; they're being purchased. It does. That's why Detective Comics though is experimental because it's not Batman.
Yeah.
Right. Like his name is not on it. So Detective Comics is very experimental. Steve thought that this run was very boring. Chris is saying it's amazing. I read one issue and it was kind of boring, but I kind of found it interesting anyway. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like boring things. Like it's just sometimes I like a boring thing. I don't know. Some people think it's boring and I don't find it boring. I'll show you this really quickly. This is the interior of Batman and Robin. See, this looks really neat. So I like the art here. It just it looks like manga, right? Like you can see it looks a little bit like an anime.
Is that Damien?
Yes, Clobby, relax.
What? I'm just asking.
Oh my god.
It was just a question.
Everyone likes Damien except for Clobby.
I think you may have that backwards.
Everyone hates it except for you.
Hates except for you. Everyone hates Damien except for you.
No, I like Damien. I've got a few action figures.
You're the first human being I've met that likes Damien. I'm not even kidding.
What? No, seriously.
Seriously.
Oh, I like Damien.
I have never heard anyone say they like Damien. Every time I hear, they'll say I hate Damien. And by the way, the only time I didn't mind him was in that Super Sons movie that they just did.
Right. So, but Super Sons was a good comic. Hey, Blobby.
I've heard that.
Yeah, no, and I read Damien from that. That's where I started. I thought this character is great. Why is everyone like hating on him? I like him here too. They're forcing him to go to school and stuff, so he's like scribbling in class.
But in this case, it was just a question. I wouldn't buy the book anyway. So I wouldn't care if it were Dick Grayson. I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, but again, I just like the art. Like this just looks it looks different to me. So that's why I like it. I'm not saying it's good or bad. You can decide yourself, Sean. Like you could read a few and see if you like it.
It's not Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. And that seems to be a weekly comic in like January and February, and then that's it. So,
right. I'll try that. I'll try it.
Yeah, I'll try it, and if I don't like it, it's off the list.
Yeah.
Damien is basically Miles Morales.
Damien?
No way. He's completely he's completely different. What
really?
Are you talking
knew
about?
That, Sean? I've just thought of it.
He's completely different. He's not literally a diversity copy hire. He's the only diversity person I like is Kamala Khan because she wasn't an exact copy
in the original comics. It was pretty good, and then they just got stupid with it. And
big hands. I hate her.
Iman Vellani.
She's the best.
I know people always say this, but I was so there's a comic shop so Markham is a township that borders Toronto and the northern side of it, right? So like J-Man knows what Markham is. And she's from Markham, and there's a comic shop in Markham called Heroes World, and she's done two photo ops there this year. One where her character died in the comics, and the other one where she wrote the comic. But she looks so happy to be there. It's like, and I think she actually goes to that shop because it's in her hometown. So it's pretty cool. I like her. I think she's
awesome.
Cool. Yeah. I find her to be delightful. I had to sit through the Marvels, which was a piece of garbage, but
yeah,
I found her to be perfectly delightful. I didn't watch the show.
Yeah,
but Yeah, she's also said some dumb stuff online, but that's okay. She's a child. At least she's a child. She has an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
like that when they were trying to look for quotes for her about the Marvels. She was like, "That's Bob Iger's problem, man. I acted in a movie, I got paid, and that's it."
But
It's
she
like,
did criticize fans though.
oh, did she? She's
Yeah.
It's funny, but she makes
She's a kid. I'm
appearances
not
at
holding it
comic
against
shops,
her. I'm saying.
and the other Marvels don't. Like they,
Yeah, and she is right, and she did write the 4, and she's writing the next. I read the 4 Ms. Marvel comics she wrote, and she's writing the next miniseries, and I like it. And she's a fan, and I listened to a podcast interview with her, and she's like, "Oh, I read all these comics." She's like, X-Men. She's like, "Oh, I went back and I read this, and I read this." She's like, "I watched the entire '97 cartoon." She's like, I went back, and she's like, "Oh, I like all this stuff," and she was really wholeheartedly like pumped up to do it.
yeah.
Then hold on, and then if you think, and I thought it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't like 10 out of 10 or anything, but it was okay. But it's someone who wants to write the character.
Yeah.
So I can then review it. If you are passionate about a character and write a comic, I can review it. If you want to insert your agenda, how can I review it?
Yeah.
I can't review your political beliefs. Like, you believe this, so I can't review this comic. At least she wrote a comic. It's the same as Rob Liefeld. Oh, Rob Liefeld. Yeah, but he wrote a comic. If you think it sucks, then you could say it sucks, but it's a comic that he wrote. It's not his personal agenda in a comic book format that I'm supposed to review. So if someone says, I don't like him
he did do that once, by the way, but I hear you. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like he could, like, in general, he's pumped up to write comics. She's pumped up to do comics. And that's not the same as Tim Sheridan, who obviously is not pumped up for Green Lantern.
No.
He's not pumped up to write comics because he's not. Even if you told me, "Hey, J-Man, I need you to write a super woke comic," I'll still put mega action in it because it's an action thing. No, I haven't seen. Oh, dude, I did not like. I gotta tell you, I did not like the first What If.
Yeah, I thought it was lazy writing.
I hated the first 5 of the first series and never watched it again.
The What Ifs were all contrived.
I watched one of the new ones last night, though.
Yeah.
Was it good? Did you like it, or did you like it?
I watched the Christmas one.
Was it? Did you like it?
It was okay.
Maybe I'll watch it then. Okay.
It's got. I watched it for the premise. I was flipping, messing around, and everything to watch. And it was a Christmas one where it takes place at Avengers Tower when it was still Avengers Tower, like before. I guess it was before Age of Ultron. And it's about Happy Hogan. It's Die Hard. It's Die Hard, and they're about to have a Christmas party. All the heroes are out of there. It's got Kat Dennings does a voice. John Favreau does Happy Hogan's voice. They even had Chris Hemsworth at the end doing a voice. A couple other people, Paul, the idiot, what's his face? Hulk, Paul, or
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. And
Hey, Ethan.
All the heroes were in it at the end, but they didn't all do their own voices. So it had what's the guy who plays Justin Hammer? The guy, that actor. Well done.
Your favorite J-Man, from
Sorry, we're talking. Oh yeah, that's I like that guy. Yeah, from Moon, right?
Well, I always forget his damn name.
I know his. Oh my god, why am I blanking? And he's in that Argyle movie, which looks pretty goofy. I'm not going to go see it, but
it was him and his. They were breaking into the tower before the Christmas party, and it was Die Hard. It was Happy Hogan versus him. Just kind of funny. I got to admit. Right. I mean, look, I was going, this is going to be crap because I hated the other ones.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. Yeah. Thank you. So he actually does the voice. The only ones that from the movies that aren't doing their voices are Black Widow and Captain America. This Josh Keaton does Cap, but actually Jeremy Renner. They're not in it much, but they actually do their voice for some reason.
Oh yeah.
But it was cute. It was a cute Die Hard story. No, it was a Die Hard take. And it was kind of funny. I got to admit, and I don't even like that cartoon.
So maybe I'll watch that one. I stopped watching Secret Invasion. I stopped watching Ahsoka. That's not.
Secret Invasion was horrible.
I didn't watch Loki season 2.
You're gonna give Echo a try in January?
God.
The commercials look awesome, but it's like I don't even care.
But it was so bad.
I don't.
Yeah.
She's in the comics, so what? She's not from Silver Age comics, so who cares?
Yeah, she's not.
I had her first appearance.
She was
I didn't even realize.
We all do it inadvertently because she's
it's from Marvel Knights or whatever.
Oh God,
he was terrible on Hawkeye, and yeah.
No,
here's the question I have for you: are you going to watch that? Well, you mentioned X-Men, 90s X-Men earlier. You know that was it next week or something? The new one comes out. The follow.
It'll be gutter trash. I guarantee
Is
you.
it next week? Yeah.
I'll watch it.
I think so. I don't know. Don't.
I thought
quote
they
me on that.
delayed it and delayed it because they were like, "Oh my god, this sucks."
Oh well, I
I'll
don't know.
watch it.
I don't know now, but I thought it was coming.
My expectation is not going to be met. My expectation is if you're making something called X-Men 97, it should have Phalanx Covenant and like, you know, all the different things that they did in the 90s, and they're not going to do any of that.
I binged that recently because I remembered when I used to watch it sparingly in the 90s. It was on Saturday mornings. I was working. I was a working man with young kids. I didn't get a chance to watch it much. I would record it, great theme song. And by the time that show started in the early 90s, I'd already stopped reading the X-Men and I didn't like that roster that was on that cartoon much. Not all of it. I like most of them, but I can't stand Jubilee or Gambit. Why? I wanted Nightcrawler and Colossus. Everybody else, then that would have been perfect cast because you had Beast, you had Wolverine, you had Rogue, and of course you had Cyclops, my favorite. And so you had a great cast except for those two annoying idiots. And then they had a lot of good ones in those last couple of seasons when they farmed it out to us in the Fury Animation Company, and they had really crappy stories.
Animation,
But who knows? This could be okay. Larry Houston's a cool dude, but there were a lot of fights going on when they announced this. About a lot of people, all they said was, "We hope it doesn't do woke privilege," and it got a lot of the butts up in big fights about it. That doesn't mean it's going to be wokely, but I would not,
So you like the cast of probably the X-Men over the series?
100%.
Yeah.
And the costumes.
Even Dazzler with that costume.
I love Dazzler. I'm okay with that costume.
Like that Dazzler outfit.
I'm okay with it.
I'm not a big Dazzler fan anyway. She didn't blow with the freaking X-Men. Sorry, Michael.
Man, Clobby, I'm a Dazzler. I'm a Dazzler person too. I've all the figures.
Let me tell you what we did when Dazzler became a comic. We made fun of that crap. We had an interesting. We made fun of you if you bought Dazzler. If you bought Dazzler in the early '80s at my comic shop, we made fun of your ass. It had crappy. It had Frank Springer art. It had crappy. Pooey art with loud. I mean, she was great when she was in the X-Men. The burns were sexy and everything. After that, I was like, we would make you buy Dazzler, really?
What
Dazzler movie? I ordered it. I ordered it and I put it on the rack. I said, nobody buys Dazzler. Why do I have to order 6 copies? Nobody bought it.
I have the entire run, baby.
Nobody bought Dazzler.
Oh yeah, wow.
I have it all.
Really?
From before I knew you, Sean.
I only have Dazzler the movie.
You have Dazzler the movie graphic novel?
I think it's funny, man.
You know what's funny? I don't think I have the graphic novel. I missed it. I missed it.
Art sucks.
But I've got the first appearance of Dazzler. I got the first appearance, and I have issues 1 to 40 or whatever it is. And that was before I knew you, Sean. So I had it from back then. Well, Dazzler is the best, and I'm giving you this as my answer. Hold on.
Can't argue with a confident man.
All I'm saying is I'm not confident. I'm just saying at the time, just relating to an anecdotal thing about comic shops in the early 80s, if people were very judging, comic book fans are, right?
Yeah.
People, if you brought up something to my counter, if you were a friend, I'd mess with you. If you were like a customer, I did go, I'm not selling this to you. It sucks.
No, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No. Yeah. But my friends would come up and I go,
I'm getting a Dazzler tattoo. I'm getting a Dazzler tattoo just to spite.
I'd say you're buying this on purpose, dude.
I love Dazzler, and she's great in the game, and she was great in those comics. And I did not like Jubilee because she took Dazzler's spot.
I was 18, 19 years old. I was a snob for good art, and they had really crappy art on a lot of Marvel. Most Marvel books had really shitty art at that point. Frank Springer, look at the art. Open it up. It's terrible.
I'm taking
not compared to today, terrible, mind you. But see, at the time, I didn't know that Frank Springer was like 70 years old and busting his ass to live in a little bitty small rent apartment in New York, working, slaving for Marvel and DC Comics as an inker either. I didn't know the things about comic history that I know now.
Well, anyway, I like Dazzler, and Michael likes it too. So, we'll both wear the same shirt.
Hey, I bought her first appearance, and I loved that one, but again, it had John Byrne and Terry Austin art. She was hot in that outfit now.
Right.
At least she wasn't Grace Jones like she was originally intended to be. Tim Shooter conceptualized her as
two questions.
Ethan,
we don't play Lego. Ethan, we do not play. We don't really play. What's your favorite Lego Star Wars? Part 1?
Yeah, it's the original trilogy Star Wars. I had it for a Game Boy Advance.
There you go.
It's like all three movies as games are awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And Lego video game, and then yes, I will. I won't do a live stream watch Royal Rumble. We'll do a stream about it afterwards. She did have some cool covers.
Yeah, man.
So thank you.
Yeah, now they're like J-Man shirts. From
now I've got. And I'm telling you that I wore that Dazzler shirt on Chris's channel.
And they're dying over it.
Shit, exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, "Oh hell yes!" And one guy came in late to the stream. He's like, Have we talked about J-Man's shirt yet, or what?" It's like, it's like, well, yeah, we talked about it. We all agreed it was awesome, but Claudia wasn't on that stream to naysay. So,
well, then why do you think I would naysay? I'm looking. Look, so next week we start reviewing Dazzler, right?
You want to? No.
I'm looking at the art. You know what? Hey, the art on the first couple issues, that's not so
awesome.
bad.
It was awesome.
John Romita Jr., but he had a good inker.
No, I'm gonna.
It was later that he had crappy inkers. But anyway,
I'm actually gonna do a Dazzler stream. There's a guy who I met on Chris's channel who loves Dazzler, so me and him are gonna do a stream just talk about the first 3 issues. But
I'm looking at them now, and you know what? They're not so bad. Maybe just time has ruined me.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear you down. I gotta wear you down on Batman and Robin.
But Tom DeFalco. Oh, there we go. Issue 4. Frank frickin' Springer. I knew it. Actually, this looks way better than modern garbagey comics. That's Dr. Doom in it, though. That's so silly.
Yeah. Oh, he's in issue and she fights Enchantress in the first 2, and then Dr. Doom in the next 2.
Enchantress is a god. Like what the hell?
Yeah. She could get blinded like anyone else, man.
Man, I'm not going to win Mark over because he likes Tom DeFalco. He wrote it. Oh well.
There you go. See, yeah, you're gonna lose if you get us all together. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose on this one.
Hey, the Hulk is in issue 6.
So exactly. Look at this top tier characters. This is
the art
doing the best at her, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, the art sucks. Wow. Frank Springer. Well, Bobby likes Frank Springer. That's cool, Bobby.
Frank Springer or Jerry Springer? Which one is?
Frank's better.
Springer.
Oh man, this art really.
All right, Sean. I saw you posted a video. My wife collapsed. He said Sean posted a video and then she fainted. I was like, I don't. I was like, no. He didn't post one. She's like, no. I think he does. Like, no, you're confused. He hasn't posted anything. And I was like, oh my god, he really has posted. And then she fainted again because we realized it was real.
Yeah. So I posted a video. I posted 2 videos, man. One,
I saw the second one too.
Yeah, one on Wednesday. I went to the Boxing Day
Toronto
show.
comic book show.
Big haul. It's awesome stuff. Comic albums and old magazines and comic books. And yesterday, I posted my haul of all the stuff I got last week and this week at the comic store because I haven't really been posting that for a bit. So next up, I'm going to try and post reviews of B movies I've been watching. Let me see if I can dig it out real quick. I saw this is not the Master of the World you're thinking of, Clobby. This is a different Master of the World. This is Vinegar Syndrome, but this is an Italian caveman movie. It's super gory and super bleak. So I'll talk about that.
Yeah, Sean, the site's not coming back up for a couple of days. Can you just message me? Because I forgot already. There's a Santos I have to order. I'm going to get Dog Who Stopped the War. Can you message me that one too? Yeah, I got to get that
Santo!
one. What's the other one?
And
the caveman one I got to get. What's the other one you had?
This was
Dog Who Stopped
the
War.
One. Did you get this? This is awesome. Made in Hong Kong?
No, I didn't get that one.
It's 3 movies.
This was
it's
a
Demon's Baby, which I'm watching now, is awesome.
This was from the Vinegar Syndrome. There's a Vinegar Syndrome store in Toronto, but I
didn't go to the store yet.
But the website ships it from the store.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
That's why you don't get nailed for duty.
Well, why in hell did it take them 4 weeks?
Because Christmas and the site's down. Vinegar Syndrome redoes their site every time with different deals. It's messed up. It's a bit messed up.
Anyway, I've got movie stuff coming, and probably I'll do another haul video when I go to the store next week. Using their new system. So there you go.
Awesome. All right, Clobby.
Oh my God, man. This is your fault, Jay. I'm looking at old Dazzler comics and I stumbled on one with Frank Springer inked by Vince Coletta. I'll never forgive you. It's your fault somehow. And
What?
so black,
Vince Coletta?
they got Black Bolt and Absorbing Man on the cover. I mean, that's not too much for her.
I got
all
guys, I forgot
42
to tell
issues?
you. I got original page inked by Vince Coletta. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Some of it got erased, but otherwise
you should get that signed. Oh, Ethan. Hello, Ethan. And Bobby, look, I love, Bobby said, I give love to all comic artists. Well, that's a fair cop. Very nice. So, what's up? Oh, next week, I can't wait to get started on Dazzler. Daredevil. Miller's
Daredevil.
Miller's Dazzler. Miller's Daredevil. Something like that. Let's see. Tomorrow night, I got nothing going on tonight, of course, but tomorrow night, Saturday night Star Trek #1 won't be there because it's just like a I'll open Star Trek stream. Should be back next week from shortly. We'll resume our reviews of the wonderful Star Trek Voyager. And then nothing going on Sunday night because Mark won't be having the Geek Read because that will be New Year's Screef. But then New Year's night will be, it's a twofer. We're going to be legioning.
Yes.
Legioning here on your wonderful channel, J-Man. Looking forward to that. And then later at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will have a big Monday Night Mark C Comics Hop. It'll be just like I think I'm going to talk about, since I read very few new comics, I'll talk about the bad, the worst, the most horrible of all the few things that were new that I did watch this year, amongst other comics and stuff.
Right.
So, and then the usual shows.
I'm still good to stay on for a bit longer, and I'll answer this question, and I don't know if Sean wants to answer it. Clobby, are you going to?
No,
there's nothing. Oh, okay. So you can stay as long as
Nick's doing a show tonight, but they're doing it on something I haven't read. So
okay, all right. Well, let's answer this. I'm going to show you. So this actually, I got something that came in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I'll try my best to move my camera. Just a warning. Just a warning.
Yeah,
you will see Funko Pops, but I'm trying to show you these statues I got.
Try to handle the trauma. Promise me as an apology, you'll watch Michael's Funko video because it's hilarious.
No, I'm not watching it. I saw him post it, and I said,
"You got to watch it."
No, I'm not watching it, and I'm not Michael.
Sean telling me he has to watch it. Come on, man.
You gotta watch it. I don't even know what he says in it, but like I'm sure
I know
it's really funny. Dude, Sean, seriously, it's hilarious. You gotta watch this. The funny of it. It's funny.
Listen, I clicked on it and I liked the video, but I didn't watch it.
You gotta watch it, man. It's great.
I'm not Michael's friend anymore, even though we both like Dazzler. I'm not his friend anymore.
He said he loves Funkos. Didn't you see the opening of the video? Said how
I did, Funkos? But then I stopped because I know it's a lie.
That's not. I'm telling you, you'll be so happy.
No, you're lying. Don't. I know you're lying. Listen, I'm not one. I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool, Pliskin.
Not a fool, Pliskin. Call me Snake.
Okay. Call me Snake. Yeah. All right. Check this out. So I'll see if I can show it to you. It's look at that statue. I just got this. It's him on the bridge.
Yep.
I don't know if you can see. Can you see that he's like
where? What? Who? Hell? Which one?
You see my finger pointing?
Yes, sir.
That's like, see, it's Indy on a bridge. It's on the rope bridge. It's a statue.
Holy crap! Yeah, it's under the poster, right?
And then there's him running with the idol.
Oh wow!
So they're actually pretty awesome statues. So Temple of Doom is my favorite. So that answers Ethan's question.
I love Temple of Doom, but man, come on.
But Raiders, Temple of Doom is the first one I saw.
It does take place before Raiders, so
it does take place before. So
I've
my favorite.
Been mystified by that, by the way.
Yeah. So my favorite.
How can you be mad at Michael? He loves Temple of Doom.
No one
gives more love to Temple of Doom than Michael French, buddy.
Fine. I'm his friend again. I'm his friend again.
We love Michael.
No, I love Temple of Doom. It was the first one I saw. And I also love Raiders. Temple of Doom is 10 out of 10. Raiders is 10 out of 10. Whenever they're both in my top 10 movies, I just count them as one slot. Just like all the Star Wars movies are one slot. So Temple of Doom, like Temple and Raiders are equal to me. I can flip whichever one. Raiders maybe is a better film if we're being critical. I suppose.
I love them both. I love them. They're in my heart.
Yeah, I think Temple is. I
I
like
even love
Temple better.
Crusade. I even love Crusade. It's not as good as the other two, but I love it.
Yeah, so then would be Crusade. So Temple, Raiders. I like Crusade. That's as far as I'll say. And then Crystal Skull, I tolerate as like an okay kind of a movie, and I despise and
It got better after the last piece of garbage.
It certainly did get a lot better after that. That's for damn sure. And
I mean,
who'd have thought you'd be saying bring back Mutt Williams or whatever? Anyways,
yep.
So that's my my order. Push comes to shove: Temple, Raiders, Crusade, Skull, and then I don't even count Dial Destiny as a movie. But sure, if it's a movie, then it's in there. So Sean, is that your order, or do you put in Raiders?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. 1 and 2 are great to me. They're so different. And like as Jamin always points out, in 2 he's a hero, right?
Yeah.
And they never really went back to that in the other movies. It was just chasing Raiders in the other ones, right? So
he is a total superhero in the second and 2.
Yeah.
I love
Saves
it.
the kids and all that. Like,
I think 1 is just such an extraordinary experience, especially for the time and all that other kind of stuff. 2 has 1 or 2 things that I might have changed a little bit, like some of the gross out crap. Like, yeah, you get a little far, but I don't care. I love the movie anyway. I just adore it. And 3 is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be not the same thing, but it still has a lot of great. 4 is not great, but there are at least some okay scenes where 5 has nothing but nothing. I mean, 0 to offer. Except 5 gave us one thing. It gave us a 4-hour brilliant expose on the entire series, including how bad 5 is, by Michael. Which, again, I've watched that thing twice. He did 4 hours.
Yeah,
I watched that entire thing immediately.
It's brilliant the way he not only breaks down the other movies, which is really good and interesting. When he gets to 5, I mean, it's just amazing. Takes it where it needs to go.
Yeah, if you love Indiana Jones content, like I know you guys know this, but the Marvel comics and the Dark Horse comics are pretty good. And it's a shame because you read those, it's like, just take one of these and make a movie. Like, god damn, like this is not rocket science, So
it is a shame.
Yeah, I don't know, and like now it's truly dead.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, after all is said and done, it is now literally truly dead. Yeah. And that kind of sucks because it could have continued. That's a lie. I wasn't always a recast guy, but as I grew older, I became more of a recast the character because because I studied film in university. So prior to that, I was like, oh no, Indiana Jones has got to be Harrison Ford, and that's it. But in university, learning about film. And then watching I didn't watch James Bond. The first James Bond movie I watched in theaters was Daniel Craig. That was the first James Bond movie I watched in the theater. And I don't like it, and I don't like any of those. Then I went back and watched all the old ones and rewatching James Bond from the beginning, like I do. I bought that Blu-ray set, rewatched. I started to realize, like, you know what, you do need to recast characters and another, what else changed my mind a lot too was reading, I forgot the guy's name. Sean, you might remember. He's that Godzilla expert guy. He does a lot of the he wrote a book on Godzilla, and he wrote about, and one chapter was how important the dubbed versions were, and he said David Collette. David Collette, yes, David Collette, yeah. He goes, just think, when did you watch Godzilla? Well, you were a little kid watching Godzilla. Well, would you have watched the subtitled movie? No. So he's like, you had to watch the dubbed ones so that you could watch them. And that's what got you into Godzilla. And then later you got to an age saying, well, these dubbed ones suck. Right. You don't need to watch the dubbed ones again when you're older, because now you can just watch subtitles. But in order to get an audience and bring them in, you need to start when they're kids. You got to get them in, and to get them in, you need to have dubbing so that you can actually get these kids in. Same with like Indiana Jones or any of the, even Friday the 13th, even Nightmare on Elm Street, any of these things, they need to continue on to become something. Like if you say, well, there should have only been, one Indiana Jones movie, well, then Indiana Jones wouldn't be a thing. It'd just be one cool movie. Oh, there shouldn't have been more than one Friday 13th because it's stupid now. Oh, Jason's back every time and this is getting stupid. Yeah, but then we wouldn't have any of these products or toys or shirts, right? Like so it's like, in order to continue it on, you do need to recast in order to continue this thing on. Once an actor can't do it anymore, I love Roger Moore. He did his 7. Some people are saying he should have even done that last one. It's like, maybe he was already too old at that point. He still looked cool to me, but anyways, you have to continue it on. And to put your spin on it is to continue it in a cool way. This Godzilla -1, you have to think Godzilla's now in Japan. It's at the 30th movie or whatever it is we're up to now.
37 or something.
It's like, so
Maybe.
like, if you're just counting the Japanese ones with just Godzilla and not Mothra offshoots or anything like that, right? And just think, it's always a giant monster destroying stuff. So realistically, that should have gotten boring after like 2 or 3 movies. You're like, I'm bored with this, but they keep inventing new cool things. And you know what? So Clobby, you didn't like the last one. That's okay.
Which
the
one?
next one you did like. The fact is that you want it to continue, and you want the next one to be better. If you don't like the last one, the last one was not an international movie. It was literally about making fun of Japan's like government system of government. Okay. So that's not going to appeal to us in Canada or in America. You in the US, we're like, well, I don't care if Japan has a crappy government. I want to see monsters. Oh, we didn't get that because he's hardly in it. So that's fine. Change it up. Make it a personal story in this one. Make it something that anyone can identify with, a soldier, a family, like these guys going out, the camaraderie on the boat and all this. So change it around. And that's how you put your mark on it. You don't destroy the character and like an Indiana Jones does, or like even a Daniel Craig Bond, especially the last one. Like, you have to continue it on. So if Harrison Ford says, I can't do this anymore, and you want Indiana Jones to continue, you have to recast. He has to be a period character. It has to be 40s, 50s max. Can't even 50s, not really. It's got to be a 40s character. And keep him in that time period. Same with James Bond. Sean and I discussed this 4,000 times. It's like, why don't they just do the goddamn period James Bond?
It's every car trip.
Every car trip, Sean and I get in the car. We're like, why don't they? It's like, we discussed it to death. Sean and I can write it for you right now.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. I've got all the books. I'm going to take the first book and just fucking film it. That's my secret. It's like, I don't understand. Like, maybe I'll change the naming. They did have some racially problematic terms that you can't say now.
No, but I'd still keep some of the. The thing is, it's funny.
What it is.
James Bond himself in the books does like bristle at some of the racism in those, the race carsisms. Sorry, in those movies.
race car drivers. Yeah, that's what I said.
The race car driver
racers.
Stuff,
Yeah, racers.
But yeah.
Anyways, they should have recasted this.
Or you know what? Yeah, here's a novel idea. Why don't you make something new?
No.
Like, that RoboCop thing you keep rebooting? That was new in 1987, right? They didn't base it on a book or a comic or anything. They're like, what's going on in the world? Oh, like, like crime's going up. Corporations that take over everything. Let's do something cool with that. And it's like, oh, the corporations take over the cops. Oh, that's interesting. And then they make a RoboCop, but it might be a human.
They can't. They're incapable of doing anything.
Was brand new. Gremlins was brand new. Ghostbusters was brand new.
How about John Carpenter's Library?
Yeah.
Like,
God.
Like, we're naming one-offs. How about John Carpenter's filmography? At least the first 8 movies.
Yeah.
Escape from New York is in my top 10, top 5.
Love it.
Like, it's a bloody masterpiece. Like, we always joke around. Oh, like that's a masterpiece. It's like, and I can joke and say I like bad movies and whatever, but Escape from New York is like legitimately bloody awesome. And the thing is, like, it's new and it's nightmares. I just watched it on 4K. I got the suit. Well, I pre-ordered the super special mega limited collectors with a poster and all this cool shit. I was like, oh, I forgot I had that because I didn't have a 4K player. I just ordered everything. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I've got that. It's awesome. But you watch it again, you're like, what a nightmare. It's insane. It's so scary too. Like the way that the world is created, the look of everything. They can never make that movie now. And it's like, that's a new movie. And then They Live is awesome. The thing is a remake.
Amend what I said. Yeah, make a new thing, but don't make it stupid and preachy like that creator ass bullshit movie. It's like
oh, did you watch
it's
that?
like-
Didn't I tell you not to watch
It's
it?
like it's not fun. It's just finger wagging bullshit, and it doesn't even make sense in the movie itself.
Which movie?
It's like
The creator.
the creator.
Oh, I
Did
didn't
you?
see that
Okay. No, okay, Sean, did you watch it even after I told
Yes,
you not to?
Yeah.
So I quickly watched it, and then I tried to do a PSA. I was like, "Don't watch this; it's terrible."
And like
and
a moth to a flame.
I
watched-
quickly tried to tell everybody not to watch it.
He said not to watch, so that means watch it.
Yeah, no, I know. The
Dang,
problem
reverse
is you have to be
psychology.
careful. Yeah, you got to be careful with me because sometimes I'll BS you in order to get you to suffer. But in this one, I was like, "It's no," because it was too long. The problem is, so my wife and I are sitting down watching it. It looks fantastic. Like it looked cool. So this looks really interesting, and the AI and all that, dude. Freaking 5 minutes in, like they're like the AI units dropped a bomb in Los Angeles and blew up 1 million people or something. I literally turned to my wife and was like, I guarantee you the humans did it, and they're trying to frame the AI.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what
it's exactly what it is.
And I'm really good at calling the shots. Like I usually do call. I remember when we saw Snake Eyes. No, what was it? I saw something in the theater. I ruined it for my entire family in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
We were watching it, and it was No, was it It was Ransom. I said, "Oh, I bet you Gary Sinise is just the villain in this. And Snake Eyes I ruined as well." I was
Why
like,
wouldn't Gary Sinise be the villain? He was a star.
She was like, right. And Snake Eyes also. My mom's like, she's like, you have to stop like ruining these movies. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just was just being a dick. 5 minutes in, I was like,
I ruined
guarantee
This
you
Is Us for Jen because we're watching the first episode, and I was like, oh, I bet you these are 2 different timelines we're watching, and then it was, and she's like, oh, F you, and then she didn't watch the show after that because she hates those kind of things anyways. But yeah,
even when now Sean and I ruined Lost for several people.
Oh yeah, nothing
guy,
will happen.
I said this guy at work is like, oh Jay man, you gotta get into Lost. It's like, nope, nothing's gonna happen. I guarantee you. No, oh no, dude, they're gonna explain all this. Oh shit, last week this happened. I was like, I don't want to say the guy's name because he's not I said, listen, I'm giving you the J man guarantee. This will never be explained. Guaranteed. He said, but you haven't even watched it. I said, I'm giving the guarantee.
I read the interviews. So
they said they didn't know what they were doing.
No, actually, during season 1, whoever it was, they're famous now, Lindelof or something. They were like, or one of those guys. They were like, oh, we didn't really know where we were going with this, and I was like, oh, and it's like, yeah, we're just making this up as we go along. There's no real conclusion. They said it, and I was like, well, you know what, guys, I'm out. Because I'm watching this thinking that you have a grander plan, and you're writing a story, and you don't, so I'm out. I don't care anymore. Because I know everything is just going to be bullshit for bullshit's sake, and you're not going to explain why there's a smog monster and what this thing is and what that thing is, so I'm done. And no one else, I guess, read that interview, and they carried on with the show.
And that guy's like, oh man, they didn't explain anything. I was like, yeah, like I told you they wouldn't explain it. It's like, I want to be wrong. Do you think I want to sit down and watch something that sucks? It's like I go into every movie look at being pumped for it. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be pumped up. This is gonna be awesome. And I'm way more positive. And when people get mad at me for being negative on something, when I'm the most positive,
it's crazy.
I'm the most positive.
You are.
I like Aquaman 2. I like it. I'm buying it on 4K. I'm watching that sucker as soon as I get it.
Yeah.
Black Manta's on fire in that movie.
Yes.
Even underwater.
Even though he's underwater,
I love when he's like, what, you took his kingdom and you took his wife? Like,
yeah, that was awesome. Right? Oh, he's awesome. Man. That was awesome. Yeah. It's not the comic books. It's not the comic books, and Jason Momoa is not Aquaman. But as just a fun movie, it's fun. Anyways, I'm super positive. I gave Marvel's 5 out of 10. I'm going to buy that as well. I'm going to buy the Marvels. I like Ms. Marvel.
No,
I like her in the movie, and there's some fighting. I gave it a 5 out of 10, but that's not good enough. I don't know what else
It's never good enough with those people, though. With the people who have more than. In other words, it's true that even if, let's just say it's something that has no political connotation, some people just love something so much they can't take anyone else disliking it. It's let alone actually publicly criticizing it.
Right,
and so they can't stand it. Others, there are different reasons. Like if you the boss. Others, if you like for example, You would say, I mean, I tease you about the Marvels. I think it sucks, but who cares what you know? In other
Right.
words, if you say you're going to buy it or whatever, there are people who hate it so much that they'll get. I mean, I wouldn't even get mad at you if you bought the new Doctor Who that you're going to buy on recently.
Of course,
If you
I'm
bought-
buying it.
If you
Oh
bought
my
Picard
God.
season 3, I wouldn't even be mad at you.
No, I'm not buying that.
But
The line
just
must be
using
drawn here.
no,
Here?
fuck it.
No further.
Good. I'm glad that there's a line you'll draw somewhere. That's all. That makes me happy. But the point being is, I wouldn't. As other than joking around, I don't care that you buy any of that stuff, even if I hate it. But there are people that don't see it that way. They're like, they really get mad at you. Like, wow, I don't understand it either.
But the other thing too is I will give a rating. I'm telling you, the Marvels is a 5 out of 10. So it's a 5 out of 10. But as someone who just wants to watch a silly movie that has like fighting, and I like Ms. Marvel. She looks cool. I think the outfits all look cool. They're fighting, so that's cool.
Like bad cosplay. But
Ms. Marvel looks cool to me, and I think Monica looks pretty cool. Captain Marvel, her outfit downgraded. That was really bad. But I'm not saying it's 10 out of 10. Here's what happens. The positive people are just saying it's a masterpiece. I'm like, but it's not. Like, I can like a bad movie just to watch it as a fun, silly, bad movie. But they're getting mad anyways, even though I'm buying it. So like, why are you getting angry? Like, I'm telling you, I gave you a rating. It's 5 out of 10. I'm still going to get it. So I don't understand. Like, people who love it are angry and people who hate it are angry. It's like, well, why are you both angry?
Anybody.
You can't please anybody.
Look at CC. He's saying that I'm always watching and judging, and he doesn't. He saw Aquaman again last night. Liked it even more the second time. Well,
wow.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it yet, but CC. But I didn't dislike Aquaman. I thought it was all right.
That is true. Clobby did say he thought it was all right.
It's cool.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I can't really say it was all that great, but I mean, I don't. My reaction to the first film was like, I watched it and I thought, he's not Aquaman, and that aggravates me, but it was mildly entertaining. Then I bought the Blu-ray for some weird reason, and I watched it one time. I'm like, and I never needed to watch it again. I wish I didn't buy the Blu-ray. It's wasted money, but whatever. This is similar to that, but I think this was I liked it maybe slightly more than the first one.
It's better
because I like Patrick Wilson.
Yeah,
the stuff with him, I like them together, but I'm not defensive about it one way or the other. If you think it's a big pile of crap, I don't care. And if you loved it, I don't care.
That's true. Yeah, I don't care either. I'm not going to get mad.
Hey, Justice.
Hey, Justice. And
hey,
Marvel,
Justice,
I thought you give Marvels a 5. I think it's more like a 2 or 3. That one I really do dislike, but not even then. I don't care if anyone likes it. Where, man, there's some people that like this.
I think the Marvel storyline.
Remember, I have it as only the 7th or 8th worst of the MCU shit, and that's considering.
Oh,
got a buddy of mine asked me today. We went to lunch and then talking about it a while. He says, "So, how bad was the Marvels?" And I told him, I said, "Well, you'd be shocking to hear this, but I have it like at the 7th worst." Oh, I said, by the way, it's garbage, but there was worse garbage.
It was worse, yeah.
No, I don't even have it nearly as low as that. I have it. I've got at least 15 other Marvel movies that I think are worse than the Marvels. Like I don't know. There's a lot of Marvel movies that I don't think are that great. Like a lot of them. I'd have to go through them.
When it comes to MCU, we're sitting at 33 currently movies.
So 33. So I could.
I'm gonna say I have the Marvels at 27. So that means I actually think 6. There's 6 worse movies. That's not bad.
No, I think there's way more worse movies. Hold on, where's my list?
I can only sanction 6, and I've really thought about this. So I gave it. In other words, look at how high a rating I gave it. My scale is 0 to 5 when it comes to when I'm like the old 5-star rating thing. So I gave it I only gave it a 0 plus, a 0 minus. That's pretty. 0 minus. That's pretty good.
That's my second favorite.
But on a 10er, it would be like a 2 or something. But I got
okay. So 5. I'd say Black Panther 2 is worse. Eternals is worse. Thor 4, Ant-Man 3, Black Widow, Iron Man 3 is worse for me. Ant-Man and the Wasp is worse. Shang-Chi is worse. Iron Man 2 is worse for me. The Mysterio Spider-Man is worse for me. Black Panther 1 is worse for me. Captain Marvel is worse. I'd say Thor the Dark World is worse. I say Guardians Volume 2 is worse.
Oh, no. Come on.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Like, because nothing happens in that movie.
There's some great scenes, though. I mean,
there's some great scenes, but I just don't care.
There's no great scenes in the Marvels. Everything's cringy or garbagey. But I will say this. Black Panther's worse, Shang-Chi's worse, Thor Love and Blood is worse, Captain Marvel's worse, Eternals is worse, and Wakanda Forever is worse. So I think that shows.
Come on, Quantumania is
I got it right
brutal.
right above it because Marvel's has more cringe. Quantumania's were boring. I'll give you that.
No, but Cassie is the worst. Like
no argument. But so is Brie, and so is what's her name?
No, not in that movie.
Nick Fury's worse.
Nick Fury's but
so
he's not worse
bad
than
in the Marvels. He's as bad as anything in
No, that's impossible. It's
not terrible.
He can't be worse than
you're
saying Nick Fury. Hold on. Nick Fury in the Marvels is worse than Cassie in Ant-Man 3. No,
I'll tell you why. She was never really a good character. He was once a pretty decent movie character until they ruined him in Captain Marvel.
Okay, so
but objectively, he's still better in.
I think he's horrible. And he's embarrassed. I mean, all he does is tell jokes. He's more embarrassing in the Marvels than he was in Secret Invasion, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I know.
The Secret Invasion.
We're gonna have to do a real. We got to do a deep dive into this. It's
that would be fun.
We started this too late because this is really interesting. No, I can't. No, I cannot. Hey, the dude does not abide. I can't.
He's awful. You can't defend him. I mean, you might. I can respect you saying someone was worse, like you say, but I can't respect any defense of him in that movie. I think he's awful.
When Cassie spoke,
or whatever,
when Cassie spoke, I wanted to punch the screen.
Right there with you. I don't disagree with you. She's awful.
Oh, she's the worst, yeah.
But she was never any good. My point is, there was a time.
No. She was good. The little girl was very cute in the first movie.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as a superhero type main character in the story. She was hardly in the other movies.
Right, but I'm saying her first.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm talking. But she wasn't a big part. Whereas she's a big part of the story of the, unfortunately, of the Quantumania is what I'm getting.
Yeah, and that's why it's bad because you ruined a cute character.
No argument. I'm not trying to defend that movie. Nick Fury was once a valuable character in the MCU.
I think because I never thought Nick Fury was so awesome, it didn't.
No, me neither.
I didn't either. I thought it was good. I thought it was tolerable.
Yeah, like he doesn't have the World War II background, all that. Like the thing is, they went with the Ultimates version, who was sort of just there.
Yeah, I don't like it. But he was
a eye patch who runs shield. That's all he is.
Yeah, he was serviceable to the plot and mildly. I thought. Actually, one thing I disagree with. He was really good in Winter Soldier. I thought he had some cool stuff.
He was, but Winter Soldier's 10 out of 10. That's a
great movie. So in other words, there've been times when he was. Not my Nick Fury, because mine's the real deal from the comic, as you may know.
Right.
But as an Ultimate version, I thought he was a good, and I liked Samuel Jackson usually in some stuff. So he became an embarrassment. I mean, to the point where you just thought it was horrible. I mean, it's not that we're not that far off. We're like
we're gonna do I know, dude. Okay, we gotta do a stream.
I agree with you about her.
Yeah, no, we gotta do it. This is so funny. We gotta do a stream. What? I'm bloody serious. Hold on.
I'm down. I'm down with it.
But not ranking the movies. Forget that, because that's just going to take forever. And I watched you and Michael do it a couple of times, so we don't need to redo that.
Cool.
Here's what we're going to do: the movies that are worse than the Marvels.
I'm game for that.
You know what I want to do? I want to do pre-Blade Marvel movies. It's like
all three of them.
Howard the Duck, Sergeant Fury, the Hulk TV movies.
You mean the Fury movie with Hasselhoff?
Yeah, with what's his name?
What about
Hasselhoff?
David Hasselhoff.
Love it.
The Lundgren Punisher.
The two Red Brown Captain America.
Oh, wow.
This is the stuff we grew up with. You know, like Doctor Strange.
How about the Spider-Man TV show while you're at it?
Oh, I love it, man. I love
it. Cut some of those into movies, so we could try that. But,
They didn't have Nicholas Hammond.
Wait a minute. Do we have to do Matt Salinger?
Yeah. They didn't put Nicholas Hammond in the Spider-Verse.
Right, they should have.
They didn't put him in the. F these people. F them up.
F them in the face.
No,
but
seriously,
wait a minute. Sean, you want to do the Matt Salinger cap though? But you're right, Jay, man. They should have put
the Albert Pune cap. Like I have the Blu-ray of it.
I got the Blu-ray as well. It's
we all have our story of that.
Don't be proud.
It was a crushing disappointment, but it's a part of my childhood.
It's a disappointment.
So, it's so bad.
I gotta tell you, I've never been so pumped.
Yes.
For a movie.
When I saw Stan Lee pumped the shit out of it.
He did.
He wrote a whole soapbox about it. And then there's like in Marvel Age magazine, they had a 2-page spread with all the and I swear to God, I'm gonna find this quote.
Find it.
swear to you, Stanley says this is going to be better than Batman.
It's gonna
Does
be
Batman
better
just
than
come out?
Keaton's Batman. I tell you, Tim Burton's got nothing on us.
He said that someone saw the movie and said this is better than Batman, and
Yeah.
I was so excited. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god!"
Yeah, but the director's mother doesn't count, Sean.
Oh,
My favorite Punisher movie,
Punisher.
baby.
Stan.
My
Yes.
favorite Punisher
The
movie.
Lundgren.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
Oh,
I just wanna
I'm
point
dead
out-
Do I have
serious.
to
on
watch
this one.
that too?
It's a masterpiece.
You know that
it's
Michael
all
wants-
action. There's
Michael
no storyline. It's just
Michael wants
fighting.
to make me watch the old Shadow movie without a woman. You wouldn't make me watch that Captain America. What have I ever done to either one of you?
You
I
said you
teased
didn't like
Michael about
Dazzler.
Oh, that's true. Fair cop. I
That's
deserve
it.
it.
You're done. You're done.
I
No,
deserve
okay.
it.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, Sean. Yeah, the pre-Blade. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do just for
But-
fun.
Are there going to be
The-
movies?
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
movies
Not
worse
TV
than
mo-
Marvels. That's good too. Yeah.
No,
TV
movies
movies?
that are worse than the MCU movies. MCU
Yeah,
movies that are worse
worse than
than, because
Marvel.
this is so funny because then it gets very nuanced. It's like, well, it's Black Panther.
You
is
named
bad,
12. I
but-
named 6.
Oh, I can name. I'm gonna.
Wakanda
you're-
forever.
And here
and
was you're way too
Eternals.
nice to the Marvels, but I was being fair about it. But man, I don't know.
Yeah, no, dude. Oh, that's gonna be absolutely.
Marvels is a bad movie, and it's a dumb movie, and it's a stupid. There's nothing good about it. Come on. But even I think they're worse. You can be a shitty movie, but when something is as horrible as Wakanda Forever or Eternals,
See,
that's a special level of hell, like Thor and Love and Plunder and
Yeah,
Shang-Chi.
Oh,
when we
she gets worse and worse every time I revisit.
okay,
it.
so no, when we do it, I'll explain. But yeah, like I'm going by anger level. The Marvels, I had
Okay.
zero anger.
I did a little, but not much.
Zero.
Okay, I'll grant you that. I didn't have a lot of anger.
Right? Like it didn't ruin anybody I love.
But Quantum Mania had me bored. I mean, I was like, I couldn't get mad. You know, talking about Don Anger? It didn't give me any emotion whatsoever. I'm watching it. Yes, she was annoying, but I'm like,
See,
this thing
yeah,
needs
so
to
I was
end.
angry
It's so
at Catherine.
boring.
If I'm angry, so I'm going by anger level.
I could appreciate that, but I just
So-
thought she was terrible. But she's just like, meh.
Yeah.
By the way, it wasn't like it was a surprise either. We know they're going to write characters like that.
Well, Well, yeah, that's true, but still. Okay,
No, but
well,
yeah,
that's gonna be super
One
fun.
last thing.
Yeah, go
uh,
ahead, Sean.
Yeah, so the MCU finally beat Blondie for most movies. It's like Blondie had like
Mhm.
28 movies.
Oh.
That was the comic character with the most.
Yeah,
movies.
those
And,
Joan. What was that actor's name? I can't remember.
I can't remember her name, but like,
Wow, how many did she
but
have?
the
Dagwood
only
and Blondie.
hit with Doctor Strange 2 was the 28th movie, but I don't consider the MCU to be a franchise, so it's just a bunch of Marvel movies, right? Like,
28.
Well, it's the
Yeah,
same
20.
universe. It's a
Wow.
shared universe. So
yeah. It's a shared universe, but it took the combined might of all the Marvel guys to beat like Blondie.
Right. There were that many Dagwood and Blondie movies. I mean, we used to
Yeah.
watch those as a kid, but of course it was
Yeah.
based on the comics.
They made them into like a TV series, but
I mean, that
I
was.
I don't know what this is, Ethan.
Wait,
Sorry.
question.
What's Monster Jam?
Monster Jam could be down. React to Monster Jam. Compilation
Monster Jam.
2022. If you don't want the
Oh,
Yeah, I
like
got it.
Monster Trucks? Oh, it's Monster Trucks. I have no idea. I have
is
no
it Monster
idea.
Trucks, Ethan? Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea.
hmm.
All right, everybody. Well, we went a little longer and we went off topic as usual, but that's okay. It was
Yeah,
Kirby. It
he's-
was a farewell to Kirby.
Yeah, Jay-Ben's more into women's softball, by the way, Ethan. So, go ahead.
No,
Rounders. Yeah.
Oh, Space Jam. I never saw Space Jam. None of them. I never
Me
saw the
either.
old Space Jam.
Me either.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't
you guys-
know. I don't.
You guys
I
are
don't
old fogies like me. I haven't seen it either.
know. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. Deshaun, did you see Space Jam
I
original?
saw
He
part
said-
one. I didn't see part two yet.
He said Monster Jam.
Yeah, and that's him Space Jam. I
Yeah,
don't know.
monster trucks and stuff.
Monster Trucks is a thing, though. Yeah. No, I got nothing against it.
Yeah.
We're just not
I-
into it.
I
I'd
just thought
drive
it-
one. I
that'd
would
be
drive
awesome.
one for
I
the
would
fun
drive
of it.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I've driven one once. They're pretty cool.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. So next Friday is Daredevil, and Monday is Legion of
Yes.
Superheroes. So those are the two streams, and we're going to definitely do movies that are worse than the Marvels. I'm going to do a greater
Oh
than.
boy, I'm
sign.
in trouble now.
This is going to be hilarious. I'm gonna name some real. I'm going to name ones that people are going to be pissed off. I'm going to piss right. I'm gonna. I got one that I think will piss everyone off. If I say this, I can't even say it because it'll piss everyone off so much I won't be able to say it.
I want to hear it now. Now I want to hear about that one.
We're gonna have to wait for this. All right.
By the way, the
everybody.
Fourth World is wonderful. I'm glad we got to review it.
Yes.
We didn't concentrate that much on this one because it was wasn't that much to concentrate on. But we were thorough all the way through 20. It was 20.
I can't believe we got this whole thing.
That whole thing has been reviewed. There's a playlist.
Yes.
I've created a playlist. So guys, check out the playlist if you want to go back and went through it all.
And we did have somebody, I don't know if he's here tonight, but came and asked me to show up, direct him to all the Fourth World, how to read it all, and I did, and he's been reading it.
Awesome.
So cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, everybody. That's it. Hopefully we'll see you on Monday. If not, next Friday.
Yeah, everybody.
See ya.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.